y'all. I don't know what's going on this morning, but one of them days where everybody trying to have these technical difficulties is coming through. Shout out to everybody that showed up, man, and shout out to everybody in the chat. First of all, I want to thank Brother Eric. Shout out to 16 to Life, man, giving us that beautiful music, man, that gets us going every time, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. Appreciate you, man. You want to go over and see some really funny stories? Go on over to 16 to Life, man. Go to his YouTube page. Check him out, man. He's got a lot of funny stories about prison life. Got a lot of funny stories and not so funny stories about prison life. Got some funny stories about being out here on the streets. And, man, guy's just a funny guy, man. Good dude, though, man. Good dude. Good-hearted dude, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. I don't know, y'all just came in this morning, man. I was trying to, boot up the computers and everything. And I was just like, man, what's going on? You know what I mean? And of course, I didn't have no problems till I started trying to start the show. And I'm like, wait, okay. Now I'm having problems trying to start the show. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? And so the good thing is I always have a backup computer, man. So I can always switch over to that one. So that's what I was just about to do. Then this one started, my main computer started acting right. So shout out to Brother Eric, man. Appreciate you, man. Let's see who's in the building. Knowledge Relationship says, get the likes up. Come on, y'all, get the likes up. Come on, y'all, get the likes up. If you haven't already subscribed to Knowledge and Relationships, go on over to Knowledge and Relationships and subscribe to them right away, man. I got a lot of different content, man. A lot of different content creators over there. But they got 2 of the hottest shows, man. Really 3, man, because I saw Lola's show, man, and Lola's show is hot too. So, I mean, just they got so many different things going on over there, man. It deserves at least checking it out, man. But going over to Knowledge and Relationships, check out because you got Lola's show, you got Easily Rigged, you got Straight No Chaser with OG Patrice. I mean, man, they got a lot of different stuff. Those are the things that I know about, man. I'm sure they got other shows that I'm not even aware of, man. But shout out to Knowledge and Relationships. Go over there and check them out. We got a date over there today, man. We got to go over there and support Patrice. Patrice's show is today at 3 o'clock, I believe. And maybe she'll come up and tell us what's going on. But yeah, she's got a show today at 3, I believe. All right, shout out to Knowledge and Relationships. What about Jill's Chocolate Boutique? Jill says she got to go see the Lord. Got to go see the Lord, Brother Clarence. So I will see you later. Okay, we'll be here waiting on you. If you haven't already subscribed to Jill's Chocolate Boutique, get on over there and subscribe to Jill's Chocolate Boutique and check her content out and see if that's the kind of content you are down for. And let me tell you another one of my right-hand women. Shout out to Sister Annie. Shout out to Sister Annie, man. Sister Annie, man, without Sister Annie, man, sometimes we won't have things going the way we're supposed to have them. So she'll come back and check us out and say, hey, Brother Clarence, hold on. This may not be this way. This way, we need to check this out. Shout out to Sister Annie. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Glad to have you in the building. I got to figure a way out to get you up on this platform, get you up on the panel one of these days. Man, I got to figure that out. I will figure that out one day. Sister Annie, I'm going to run a game on you. Figure out how to get you up here one day. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, we got somebody new, Deuce and DeMarcus's mom. 05. She said he's 26 years old. So many talking about 50 Cent's son, Marquise. Yeah, man, it's a real bad. That's a real bad situation right there. Horrible situation, man. Horrible. But we're gonna go into it today. Shout out to Deuce and DeMarcus's mom. Who else we got in the building? We got Vaughn Bryant. I'm telling you, man, these kids wouldn't even be, they couldn't even be start thinking about some backpacks without this man, Von Bryant, man. Von Bryant pushing me every way, man, and saying, hey, brother Clarence, we can do this, man. Come on, we can do this, and I'll be right here with you, brother. I'll be right here with you. I'll do this. I'll do it with you. So, having him to kind of ride shotgun, man, has made things work a lot easier. Shout out to Von Bryant. Appreciate you, brother. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I got my brother Daryl Long in the building. Shout out to you. Daryl Long says, salute, bro. See, my other channel got blocked from your chat. What? I don't I don't know what happened, man. But you know all you gotta do is reach out to me and we'll find out what happened, man. But brother Daryl, but see now, Daryl, here's what I do, man. I just tell everybody, just block. If anybody looks for me, just block them. So they might just block you, and then but what you got to do is come to me, and then I will work it out for you. Okay, so Dale said, but I'm always here, brother C. Advisor gang. Yeah, man, the advisors. The advisors are out in the mix, man. Shout out to the advisors, man. All the arrows, brother D, man. But yeah, man, take care of yourself out there, brother Dale, man. Because you know, it's um the YouTube streets are wild, wild west, bro. They're wild, wild west. So you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you're gonna be thinking you in with people, and then you really out with people, and that. So take care of yourself, man. You know what I'm saying. You know, I always got a light on it. I always got a key under the mat for you. Always got the light on at the back door for you, man. On the porch, in case you want to decide you want to stop by and just have a conversation, brother. So, and I'm sure Vaughn is the same way. So you know, but that's on you, brother. We here for you if you want to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. Shout out to Dale Long. Yeah, I don't know how he got blocked, Vaughn. Cause I sure didn't do it, but I don't know. Maybe somebody put a trigger on him real quick. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll look into it. We'll work it out, man. We'll work it out. But he's here now, so you know, shout out to him. You know what I mean? Daryl knows that if he really wants to talk, man, all he has to do is reach out, and we're here for him. All right, all right, y'all. Let's get the show started because we got to go and support Patrice. We got to go over the non-relationship support Patrice 3 o'clock. So we got to get moving, man. We got to get moving. All right, let's start the show, y'all. Let's start the show. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We got the news. Oh, this you know this is a bad one right here, man. This is a bad one. We gonna get through it, man. We gonna get through it. You know, some people, man, the jealousy can get so crazy, man. You know, you say people get so jealous of people, man, and unfortunately, man, it's just a bad situation, man. It really is, man, and I don't like it like that, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's how these children get so ungrateful, man, because they don't recognize, man, that you know we gotta love each other, man. We gotta take care of each other, man. And some of these children don't realize that, man. They don't realize that, but holy smokes, man, this is a bad one. This is a bad one, y'all. Man, my screen keeps freezing up. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on, man. My screen keeps freezing up. Well, okay, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on, man. Because something is not right here. Something is not right. Oh man, and they throwing me off of the. They throwing me off of the what you call it, man. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, y'all. I see where this is going. I see where this is going already. I see where this is going already. All right, man. I can see where this is going already, man. This is not going good. I'm gonna have to switch computers real quick because this computer is just not operating properly, man. Yeah, something went wrong. We gotta try again, man. Yeah, something went wrong. All right, y'all. Can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, because I don't know if I got a microphone hooked up yet. Can you guys hear? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, 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 testing. Yeah, man. This is it's some real bad stuff. I'm trying to. Okay, now we got it. Now I got this going on. Yeah. All right, y'all. Now we got enough. Yeah. Shout out to Risa, man. It is, man. I'm having some real technical difficulties this morning, man. My stuff is just jumping all over the place. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the news. I'm gonna leave the news off, man. We ain't gonna do the news, man. I gotta start. I think I got too many windows open. I gotta start closing down some of these windows, man. Yeah, man, because it's getting ridiculous over here, man. Well, let me turn my camera on, so I gotta restart the camera. Man, it's how's y'all Sunday morning, man? How's y'all Sunday morning? How's everything with you guys on this beautiful Sunday? Struggle streaming today, Vaughn. Struggle streaming. Don't know what's going on, man. Struggle streaming, man. I don't know. I need Vagoda over here, man, so we can get this thing right, man. Well, we don't seem to struggle stream when Vagoda's up here, man. All right, Charles. I got rid of the news. We're not gonna do the news today because obviously maybe that has something to do with just the way that situation was set up. So let's go straight into let's go straight into the hit parade. Let's go into the hit parade, y'all. Let's see what's going on in the hit parade. Oh man, yeah, this is an ugly one too, man. Ugly, 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 ugly one. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, y'all. Holy smokes. Ay, 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 ay. Uh, yeah, man. Okay, you guys can see that, right? All right. It says new SEX misconduct lawsuit filed against Cleveland Browns QB Deshaun Watson. Watson is currently serving an 11-game suspension after settling 23 similar complaints. Two new attorneys are representing the plaintiff in this latest case. Holy smokes. Houston. On the same week he returned to the team headquarters in Barrera, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is facing new allegations of SES misconduct. A lawsuit filed Thursday in Harris County District Court in Texas claims Watson attempted to solicit SEX related acts, including intercourse from a female massage therapist in December of 2020 when he was still a member of the Houston Texans. Watson is currently serving an 11-game suspension from the NFL after 24 similar complaints were issued against him in court, 23 of which have since been settled. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. See, this is what I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all gotta have these, we gotta have these talk with these young men, man. No means no. And you gotta see, it was used to be a time when you could roll up on a massage therapist or somebody who was in the sex game, and you could, do what you need to do and then get out of there, and it wouldn't go any further. Not today. Not today. This is much, much, much deeper situation today. This case does not appear to be related to the previous lawsuits, as all claims in those cases have been represented by Texas-based attorney Tony Busby. In this instance, the complaint is being represented by members of the Universal Law Group in Houston. According to the filing, Watson reached out to the plaintiff via Instagram. I told you, man, Instagram is the devil. That's the devil, man. I mean, ain't nothing good happens from Instagram in December 17th, 2020 to ask about possible massage services, something Watson has been accused of doing in prior suits. The woman has been working from home due to COVID-19 pandemic and was actively trying to grow her business. Holy smokes. And was excited and encouraged that the professional athlete like Watson was seek her services.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Holy smokes. The two allegedly met the next day for an appointment at a Houstonian hotel. As she was setting up her equipment, the woman claims Watson came out of the bathroom wearing only a towel and later continuously pressured her into massaging his private area. Yikes. Yikes. Uh, Watson then allegedly asked the plaintiff to have sex with him. Holy smokes. And although she says she refused to acquiesce to all of his requests, he was able to pressure her into oral sex. Oh, that's nice. Holy smokes. Gentlemen out here, gentlemen, fellas. Do not be pressuring no woman into nothing. Don't pressure no woman. No means no. I teach a course called No Means No. I am going to put it out here, man. I taught it for corporate clients for 7 years. I'm going to teach it now. I'm teaching it now for the public, and when I get enough young men together, we can have a course, and we can teach the course, man. I'm telling you, man. No means no. No means no. It's not like it was before, when no meant you haven't put enough money on the table. That's what no used to mean. Now, no means okay. I might submit. Oh, well, you say, Clarence, she submitted to having oral sex. Maybe she was so frightened, man. She felt like that's all she had to do to get out of there, right? That don't mean she wanted to do that, right? But the thing is all in the woman's hands, right? This situation is all in the woman's hand. So whoever you picked to do this stuff with, that's the situation you're gonna be putting yourself into, right? Because I got a very bad situation that happens to a lot of these young guys. See, a lot of these women can't see the crux of the matter is consent. That's the crux of the matter, right? So say a woman consents to you having sex with you, and then at some point she says, "I don't want to. I relinquish my consent. I don't want to have sex with you anymore." Right? Here's the problem: delivering uh, your sperm is an involuntary action. What if she decides that at the point where you start delivering your sperm, she says, "I don't want to do this anymore." Then she can legally say that you ARPed her, and it'll be legal, and you'll be in trouble. Why? Because she decided, okay, I'm going to wait until this dude is in an involuntary position. He can't stop because it's involuntary, right? Relinquishing possession of your sperm, that's an involuntary. Once that train gets roving, that's involuntary. But what if that's the point at which the woman says, okay, I don't want to do this anymore? You see the problem that you got? That's why you got to watch who you hooking up with, man. You got to watch who you guys are hooking up with, and forget all of these massages, man. Ay, ay, ay. Just get you a girlfriend, or get you what do you call that? Engaged. Come on, man. Get your fiance. Because is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Watson then paid the woman $300 for the massage. Okay. More than double the normal rate. See, that's what these guys think. They think they're gonna just pad the price and say, and the woman's gonna just keep her mouth shut, right? You gave her $300 for the massage, right? Meanwhile, TMZ can get this girl $100,000 to tell a story. You think she gonna keep her? You made her sign an NDA. You think she gonna stick to that NDA when TMZ got more lawyers than God, right? Then tell her, don't even worry about it. We got so many lawyers to throw at this person. We'll have this. We'll have this. This thing will be old school news by the time we actually get to court. And left with the plaintiff later saying he kept texting her and even asked to see her again. That was probably a pretty good job, I guess. The lawsuit says that the woman is now seeking minimal compensatory damages, but lambasted Watson for using his celebrity to take advantage of a young woman working hard for her success. Right? Now, we don't know who's who. We don't know what's what. Was she taking advantage of, or did she take advantage of him? Was she playing? I mean, we don't know what's going on. But the person that opened this up is Deshaun Watson. Can't blame the girl. The girl's just, I mean, man, it's a hard world out here, man. These people, it's nothing but wolves and bubblegum out here, man. It's people trying to get paid. See? But see, you guys got to open your brains and understand, man. A lot of times, just because you're giving a woman some money, that don't mean she's gonna keep her mouth shut or not say nothing. Or do that don't mean nothing. Especially if you're a celebrity, forget it, man. TMZ, you get this woman $1,000 for a massage, quote unquote. TMZ running her with 50,000 or 100,000 just to tell her story. She go, but I signed an NDA. They'll start laughing over there. They said we got more money, we got more lawyers than God. Ain't gonna be, don't even worry about it. We'll have this thing thrown right out. It ain't gonna be no part. He'll have to pay you for having you sign it. It is to be noted that the plaintiff has suffered mental anguish, okay, because of Watson's behavior. The filing read, adding that she endured severe depression and anxiety and is seeking counseling. See, so I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, y'all dudes got to watch where you going, watch what you stepping with these women. I'm telling you, man, because a lot of these women, man, it's payday, man. It's payday. Plaintiff brings this case to, and I'm not saying he didn't do so. I'm not saying he's innocent. All I'm saying is this stuff would have never came up if he would have just called his fiance or called his whatever over and they got it done instead of going to all of these massage people and trying to get a massage out of all these people. Anyway, plaintiff brings the case to minimum jurisdiction limits of this honorable court to raise awareness and to prevent Deshaun Watson and those like him from engaging in further conduct from further victims. Here's the case: Jane Doe versus Deshaun Watson. Summary of the lawsuit. Oh man, this is an ugly situation, man. It's an ugly situation. This is the whole thing, man. It's the whole thing. But what's my point? What's my point? Deshaun Watson, man, you played yourself. You played yourself. Now we all have played ourselves at some point, right? But you young dude, man, you a millionaire, instant millionaire, man. Come on, bro. So you guys gotta have that talk. Somebody gotta have that talk with you. Say, son, sit down, man. Let me tell you something. There's a better way to handle that situation. There's a better way to handle that situation. Von Bryant. Let me check the chat real quick. Von Bryant put the kids backpack. Yeah, we are doing. I'm gonna talk about the backpacks a little later, Von. But thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that. Recent Neil said, "No more happy endings. Have mercy. All massage therapists should take a course like character practice. Knowing a person can break your neck might stop people from forcing people to be able to do stuff." Well, Risa, I think it's just like, hey, it's usually these guys, man. They put themselves in such a bad situation. The situation is so bad, and then they cry, man. They say, "Oh man, the girl did this. She wanted to do it." You don't know if the girl wanted to do it. You don't know. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Girl can say she wanted to do it just to get you off of her. She may do it. She may perform the oral sex just to get you off of her. Who knows? Who knows? The point is, you put yourself in a position with somebody who you didn't have a chance to check out their personality and see if they was the kind of person that would, you know, view that as an assault, right? I mean, everything. I don't see why she's suing him. It didn't say. And I didn't read the whole all of the pages of the complaint, but the article made it sound like everything was pretty consensual. But we don't know that, do we? Because she, of course, obviously, her case is going to hinge on the fact that it wasn't consensual. Can't bring a case against somebody where you had consensual sex, right? But these guys keep thinking, man, hey, you know what? Just because she didn't scream art that it was consensual. No, 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 no. We did another, me and Rico did another show about Kayleen Walker, man. This dude was scamming, getting these IG models, man, and telling them he was going to make them a star and all of this, right? But they wasn't resisting him. And so he thought because they wasn't resisting him that he's all good. But that's no, consent and not resisting are two different things. Consent is not a woman not resisting you that does not mean that she's consenting to what you're doing. She may be so scared for her life that she feels like, hey, I gotta act like I gotta act like I'm with the business to try to get out of here, right? So you never know. That's why it's best to just. I know your whole life, you and me as men, we've been taught that that all these women want is to have sex with us, and but that's not the case. It's actually the opposite. They're looking for other stuff. Some of them are like that, but that's not the vast majority. The vast majority of women are looking for other stuff besides just sex. Anyway, I hope one day, man, they should let me come into the NFL and the NBA rookie symposium and let me teach that class, man. No means no, man. We could, I shut that thing down, man. I shut it down. But anyway, that's Deshaun Watson. He's in a bad way right now, man, and he's getting charged again. And this thing probably never start. He might not never get his NFL career started because everybody's trying to grab their piece of the pie. Everybody, and I'm sure this ain't the last case that's gonna come up. So, but anyway, shout out to the brother. I hope he gets his life together. Hope everything gets together on that situation with him, man. All right, y'all. Y'all wanna say some black boys? Y'all wanna say some black boys? How about let's say some black boys, man. Let's listen to the good doctor. Let's start thinking about give him about 7 to 10 minutes, and let's say some black boys. What y'all think about that?
Don't forget.
Uh-oh. No, that's Dr. Khaled. That's not that doctor. That's a good doctor too, but that's not that doctor.
Head start? Year supremacy. But before white
What do we want to do? Is here.
A long time. Goes back to the gang with 80 people. Minority. Don't make sense.
Here we go.
We're not the minority. In other words, there are 4.5 billion people living in the world. Of this number, 80% of the world's population has color. That means only 20% of the world's population lacks color. Now you tell me who's a minority. You see, it's called the African Triangle. It goes all the way back. We're not the minority. We're only a minority. We allow ourselves to be divided up from our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, in Jamaica, in the United States. Look at this African Triangle. After all these years, other than the way we're dressed, you can't tell who's who. There are 1 billion people living in China alone, and we are second. 500 living in Africa, 160 living in Central and South America, 40 million living here in the United States. We are not the minority. Now, the question is, how can so small control so much? That's why I respect them so much. Think about it. You have a gang. You have one gang with 80 people, another gang with 20, and the 20 going to win? The only way they can do that is by controlling the mind. Because whoever controls the mind will also control the body. Let's look at this. Let's break this down in half. What you come up with is 10% European women and 10% European men. See, it's not even 20. it's really 10% European men.
In other words, the Trilateral Commission, they want to control more than just their countries. They want to control the world.
And they have pulled this off. Now, there's a tremendous amount of pressure when you're this small trying to control so much. Now, maybe you can't understand it. It's been a long time. It goes back to Egypt for us, having that much power. But can you imagine that small number trying to control the world? A tremendous amount of pressure is on that small group with that much power. In other words, the first thing that men are taught to do is not to cry. I'm quoting from their own Goldberg. The book is called The Hazards of Being a Male. The tremendous pressure when you're so small trying to control so much. The first thing that men are taught to do is not to cry. Think about it. Ever seen Ronald Reagan cry? John Wayne cry? They died with their boots on. They died in their saddles. They died like men. Now, any psychologist will tell you that crying may avoid suicide later. But as a result of European men not crying, European men commit suicide more than anybody else. Black men who want so much to be like European men are very close second. European women are third, and the most sane person in America, she don't make no money, but stay close to God and her children and cry. Black women commit suicide less than anybody else. Give yourself a hand clap. In other words, if you think that money is the source of all your happiness, they make more money than anybody else. But they obviously are not happy. In other words, money may not be the key. Putting God and your children first may be the key. Poorest people in America commit the less amount of suicide. First thing men are taught to do is not to cry. Second thing men are taught to do is to ignore pain. Got hypertension? Shake it off. Cancer? Shake that off too. Monday Night Football. Walter Payton goes off the field with a busted knee. Comes back on a half hour later in the Holocaust cells. It's, oh, what a man. The man was crazy to go back on the field. But see, men are taught to be macho, to ignore pain. Not women. When women's finger bleeds, to the doctor's office. Women take care of themselves, but not men. You know, it's gotten so bad that studies have now documented that when men are married, they live longer. That's an insult to my intelligence. It means that I cannot live long by myself. I got to leave my mama and go to my wife. Because if I don't, I'm probably going to smoke cigarettes, drink liquor, and eat a lot of pork on the streets. But with women, annual checkup, that's what they encourage men to do. Drink a regular amount of water and eat a salad on a regular basis. What am I getting at? European women say they're so oppressed. European women lived at 77 years of age. Black women lived at 75 years of age. European men die at 69 years of age, and black men die at 64.8. Albert, you and I die before the first Social Security check. That law needs to be changed to lower it for us. We aren't living long to collect on the payment. This is sad. I'm gonna die 10 years before my wife. This is not theoretical. It's not just my son here. It's my life here and your life. Can I not live as long as my wife? 10 years before her? Men are first of all taught not to cry. Secondly, they're taught to ignore pain. And then last but not least, they're taught to bring home the bacon. Or as I say as a vegetarian, to bring home the fruit and the vegetables. In other words, to bring home the money. Ronald Reagan knows this. Rockefeller knows this. That the best way to destroy black men is to deny them the opportunity to work. You know what I'm getting at, because Bill Moyers didn't tell you that was Vanishing Black Family documentary. 1 of every 3 marriages in this country, black or white, ends in a divorce in 18 months. Now, you see, it used to be if you got a divorce, something was wrong with you. But when you have a stat this high, something must be going on in society. I now want to explain what that is. When America believed in agriculture, America believed in extended family. When America believed in the factory, industrialism, America believed in the nuclear family. But now that America believes in the computer, now America believes in a single parent family. Make sure you see my analysis. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. There was more than love in these relationships. There was some money involved here. Our grandparents worked the fields together, had economic reason to stay together, and so they did. In a factory, man works in factory, woman takes care of children. Economic reason again to stay together. But in this new economy, where you now have women working just as much, if not more than men, you now hear women telling men, I don't need you. Got my own job. Do what I want to do when I want to do it. And we are now doing it very well and by ourselves. You know the #1 song in America a couple of years ago, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent. If you want to be with me, you got to have a job. It's all about money. All about money. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. And so now we have a lot of people making plenty of money and lonely. They place money before family. You see, black men want to do what white men do. Buy their family a house in the suburbs, 2 cars, and once a year go down to Orlando for Disney World vacation. And when black men can't do that, they don't feel they're worthy enough to stay. Now you see, the problem is there are 2 responses black women can give to black men when they're out of work. Now the first response some women say is, well, if you ain't working, you got to go. If you ain't working, you got to go. That's the mistake. Because black men don't hire nor fire, nor control the means of production. Now, before black men say that's right, brother, you tell them, please, brothers, quit assuming that black women took our jobs away. Because black women also do not hire nor fire. We are being played off against each other for some crumbs. We recommend the second response. For black women to say to that man, well, if you ain't working, can you at least go back to school? Can you at least learn a skill? Or at least make dinner or wash dishes while I'm gone? But the problem is there are very few black men that look to black women for a definition of manhood. Black men, as I said earlier, want to do what white men do. And that means be the breadwinner. What I'm getting at is we're going to have to redefine what it means to be a man. Because if being a man means being the provider, with 25% of black men out of work, that's a suicidal definition. You see, if I lose my job tomorrow, I'm still a man. As long as I'm responsible, treat my wife correctly, raise my children, that's responsibility. I'm not going to allow my employer to reduce my masculinity. I need to define what being a man is. And I think it's a perfect balance between the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. Not being a breadwinner, but a balance between the mental, physical, and the spiritual. Isn't it interesting? You have 2 black men. Both lose their jobs. One black man resorts to crime, leaves his home. He's been reduced by the society. The other black man sells newspapers, sells peanuts, does whatever he can to take care of his family. Same economic situation, but a different set of values.
All right, y'all. That's a good doctor, man. Woo! The good doc comes through every time, man. I mean, never disappoints, man. Shout out to the good doc, man. But that's why I always tell y'all, man, black boys are in trouble, man. Black boys are in trouble. When you're not and when we as black people, we're not able to employ our people, you can't like Caucasians can employ their children, right? They can employ their children, or they can have a friend employ their children. But we're not in that situation, man, where we can employ our people, man. So we have to go to someone else and ask them to employ our children, to employ us, right? And what is this gonna mean? Well, as opportunities get tight, it's gonna be hard, man. Let alone, we need to spend more time with our children, man. We need to spend more time with our children, right? We need to spend more time. I was just spending some time with my granddaughter, man. You know, making. I bought her some books where she can trace letters and stuff. She was tracing some letters, and we was doing some word problems and stuff. But before I came in this morning, but not to say that I'm a goody, all that great or anything like that. I think all of us, we got time. We just got to find the time. We got to find the time to spend with them and encourage them scholastically. Because if we don't, man, I know it's coming for my granddaughter, man. First grade is coming for her. And my granddaughter's mind is so strong. Like most of these black kids, man, their minds, their mentalities are so advanced, man. It looks like it's not, but it really, their mental states are so advanced that if they're not feeling what's being taught in the classroom, they're just going to act out in some other type of way. They're going to feel like it's too boring for them. And so I wanted my granddaughter to know what's going on right in the classroom, right? Because it's first grade for her, right? Thank you, Sister Annie. Yeah, moments of value was there. It's the first grade for her, right? I don't want it to hit her like a ton of bricks, like bang. Oh man, now I got to learn my letters. Now I got to learn my words. Now I got to learn my no. I wanted to walk in the door already. Oh, this is what we got to do. I've been doing that. My family had me doing this a year ago, right? That's how you want your children to walk in the door, if you can. Now, some of us are single moms or single dads, and we can't be there like every day. You know, we tired, we working 2 jobs, whatever, right? But I'm saying, you got to find some time somewhere to at least prep them for the next year, man. Make sure they get and black boys. What did I tell y'all? I'm not even I'm not even working in the school or anything. Just my observation with my own boys, my own children, and other young men. The third grade, and then all of the data that I brought up here. The third grade is where the separation starts happening for black boys. Third grade is where black boys are typically they make a decision at this point whether they're gonna be down with school or whether they're gonna be down with being cool. They make that decision there because this is where the pack starts separating. They feel like, hey man, you know, I'm not getting the recognition that I want out of this classroom setting type situation. So I'm not gonna they're not investing they look at it like this. They're not investing in me, so I'm not investing in them. That's how they look at it. And by the time they get to like the 12th grade, they realize, hey man, this was all for me. I dropped the ball, but to try to climb the mountain is too high, and they just go into the street or going to do something else. Right? I'm gonna go be a rapper. What are the odds of you being a rapper? What are the odds of you being a rapper and living a long time? What are the odds of you being a rapper, living a long time, and retiring? Right? About the same as a drug dealer, right? So we got to get these children, man, especially the black boys, black girls too, right? But we got especially the black boys, man. Third grade, man, we gotta hustle them. Third grade, that's when we gotta start coming at them with science problems. We gotta come at them with physics problems. We gotta come at them with mathematic problems, and come at them with English word problems. We gotta start hitting them hard at the third grade, man. And I'm talking about black men. Well, parents, I'm a single mom. Okay, so then you may have to do it, but I'm just saying we got to hit these boys. We got to hit these boys by third grade, man. Third grade, man. That's when we got to start really hitting them hard. You know what I mean? We introduce numbers and everything to them early, but we should be hitting them with algebra in the third grade. Algebra class. I didn't have algebra till I was in the 12th grade. I know, but these children are smart enough to get it now. Remember this? Remember the show Battlestar Galactica, man? It was the old show Battlestar Galactica, and the people from Battlestar Galactica came to Earth, right? The little kids was, you know, doing the complex math problems that the computer was trying to do, and take the computer like 3 days to do a problem, and take the little kids from Battlestar Galactica, it took them like 15 minutes, right? 10 minutes to do the same problem, because they advanced. These children are advanced, and we holding them back with based on our thinking. No, 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 no. We got to put them. We got to put them forward. We got to push them forward. Push them forward. So, uh, I say, you know, those of us as black men, we got to put more time into our children. If it's not your child, your grandchild, your stepchild, or your what do you call that? Uh, you know, cousins or nephews, nieces, and nephews. We got to do it, man. Who else gonna do it? Who else gonna do it? Well, I ain't gonna do it. That's not my kid. Okay. Well, if you got access to the kid and you can do it, we gonna have to do. I mean, because we can't just sit around letting these young men continue to go out here thinking that rap music and basketball is the only way out of the ghetto for them. No, those are some ways to get out of the ghetto, but man, those are not the only ways out the ghetto. The best way is to create a skill for yourself that can pay you no matter where you go, and that is mathematics, English, science, the sciences. Once you get good at those things, you can pay yourself. Man, you can go somewhere and just write your own check. instead of working in a factory. That ain't gonna cut it no more, man. You know who saw that? You know who saw that? Joe Jackson, man. Jackson 5, their father, man. They said, this ain't gonna make it, man. I ain't gonna make it trying to raise 8 children and a wife off a factory job. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So most of us don't even have the vision to see that far ahead. Say, well, this is not gonna work. I got to do something else, and I got to put my children in a position where they're going to do something else. Anyway, 3rd grade, y'all. 3rd grade. If you have any black boys that you got access to, if they are in the 3rd grade, that's when we need to start hitting them hard with math, science, and English. Hard. Clarence, you ain't no doctor. How you gonna tell us? I'm telling you. Go ask any one of them other Negroes with a degree. Dr. Umar, any of them. They're gonna tell you the same thing. They're gonna tell you the exact same thing I'm telling you. Right? Okay. All right. Enough of that, y'all. We got to get these black boys in shape, man, because they got something coming at them, man, that they never even seen before. None of us have never seen before. What's coming for these black boys, man? The way the way that the society is going to shape itself to inflict them is they are going to be the what do you call that, the footstool. The enemy is going to try to turn them into the footstool of the U.S. government, and we got to prepare them for that situation. How to avoid that, right? You can only avoid something if you're educated enough about it. All right, that's me. That's my rant. I went on and on and on and on, y'all. Okay, we gotta get moving. We gotta get moving, y'all. We gotta get moving. Okay, got to get moving. Got to get moving. Oh man, got to get moving. Got to get moving, y'all. Let me see what we gonna do. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? What y'all want to know about? What y'all want to know about? Do y'all want to know about some stuff, man? I think y'all do want to know about some stuff, man. And that's what we try to do, man. We try to give y'all some stuff y'all could talk back about later, right? We're gonna give you a Black History Minute, man. We're gonna give you a Black History Minute. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's give you a Black History Minute, man. Yeah, okay, I got rid of some of these windows, man. So things are working better. Okay. All right. Let's see. By the way, we get a lot of this information from a lot of different sources, but today I'm using Black History Today, Black History dot today. I appreciate them, man. They always have something to talk about. Today we're talking about Judge Edith S. Sampson. Edith Spurlock Sampson, the first African American representative in the United Nations from the United States, was born October 13, 1901 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as one of 8 children. Holy smokes. Because of the financial needs of the family, Sampson left school at age 14 and worked at a market cleaning fish. She was able later to continue her education and graduate from high school. She went on to attend and receive a social work degree from New York School of Social Work, which was followed in 1925 by a Bachelor of Law degree from John Marshall Law School in Chicago. She became the first woman to receive a Master of Law degree from Loyola University in 1927. President Truman appointed Edith Sampson as an alternative U.S. delegate to the United Nations on August 24th, 1950, thereby making her the first African American representative in the United Nations from the United States. While in the United Nations, Sampson was a member of the Social, Humanitarian, and Cultural Committee. She served in the United Nations until 1953 and was on the U.S. Commission for the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations, UNESCO, during President Eisenhower's administration, and was the first of African American U.S. representative to NATO in 1961. Holy smokes. When her careers with United Nations and NATO ended, Sampson in 1962 became the first African American elected female judge in Illinois after winning her campaign to be an associate judge to the Municipal Court of Chicago. Judge Sampson died in Chicago, Illinois on October 8, 1979, at age 77. All right, so that is Judge Edith Sampson. I bet you didn't know that, huh? Didn't know that she was the first black person appointed by the U.S. to the United Nations. Didn't know that, did you? Well, just wanted to let y'all know, man. That is the Black history, and there's more on Judge Edith Sampson. But we just, we just barely touched the surface. So y'all can go in and look her up for yourself. Dig that. Don't just take our word for it. Dig that. All right, that's the Black History Minute. Shout out to the Black History Minute. All right, let's do the job of the week, y'all. Let's do the job of the week. All right. Let's do the job of the week. Let's see. So what I try to do, man, when I try to get y'all jobs, I try to get y'all good jobs that have low barriers of entry. Sometimes they have higher bars of entry, but you got to just look. Okay, you got to just look and check it out, right? All right, eligibility worker for the LA County Department of Human Resources. Let's see. Let's see. You guys, okay? You guys can see that. Let's see. What do I tell you guys always, right? The salary's kind of low, right? But sometimes you got to get a job that'll get your foot in the door, and then you could go and do some other things, right? Let's see. So, what I tell you, look for. You go look for the requirements. What is the requirements? Let's see. What are the requirements? What are the requirements? Functions. Minimum requirement. Here we go. Option 1. Completion of 60 semester units or 90 quarter units of work in an accredited college. Option 2. 2 years of clerical experience. Everybody's got 2 years of clerical experience. Got to have a valid Class C driver's license. And, of course, you got to have a physical effort that may include lifting a 10-pound limit, some bending, stopping, squatting, considerable ambulation may be involved. In order to qualify in option 1, you must include a copy of your diploma, transcripts. That is okay. So all of this stuff, man, really basic stuff, but it's how you can get into. If you're out here in LA, you can get out here to the LA County Department of Human Services and check them out, right? But like I say, all you need is 2 years of clerical. That could be working with your mom, working with your dad, working with someplace. You know what I mean? So that's the job of the week, y'all. Oh man, entry level carpenter. That's not what we have, but that's the job of the week, y'all. So dig that. Don't just take our word for it. Dig that, man. All right, so that's it, y'all. We are ready to rock and roll. Did good on time, y'all. We did good on time. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So those of us out here, man, we trying to strive and work hard, right? We trying to work hard. We trying to make sure our children have more than us, right? Have a better life than us, right? We want to make sure that they get, the things they need, right? Okay. Well, sometimes our children can be misled by their own lust and greed, right? And they feel like we owe them something that we don't owe them. You know, my pops used to tell me all the time, I don't owe you nothing. I'm doing it because I care about you. I love you. I don't owe you anything. When he put it like that, I said, oh, okay. I felt like, man, you know, all these other people have a car. How come I can't have a car? All these other people have this. How come I don't have that? Right? My father said, if you want to go get it, go out there and go get it. Go work for it. Right? Go work for it. But sometimes, you know, we just so caught up, man. We as children, our children are so caught up, man. They don't understand that life is about more than just getting stuff, right? See, ungratefulness, man, can drive a kid crazy. Some of these ungrateful kids, man, they'll kill you, man. They go into your room and they'll kill you, man. They'll take your life. We're gonna watch a little bit of that later, right? Menendez brothers. I mean, these kids are so entitled, man. They feel like they you know you owe them. They doing you a favor, letting you give them money, right? So what we gonna do now, man? We're gonna watch 50 Cent's son explain how 50 Cent giving his mother $6,700 a month just wasn't enough, and we can see it wasn't enough, right? Because the boy is so crazy, and what would have been better is probably half of that money, and 50 Cent spending more of his time with the boy. Maybe that would have worked out better. But anyway, let's take a look at 50 Cent's son, Marquise, as he says, he explains that $6,700 just wasn't enough for him to live a lifestyle that he wants to live.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Right. 6,700 a month, right? 6,700 a month in the state of New York City. You do the math.
Oh, I done the math. I've been in child support, bro. I went to jail for it. So I said, so
okay, cool. 6,700 a month, right?
6,700 a month, right?
You're talking about a four-lister. Hold on, wait, listen. You're talking about somebody that has problems with everybody. You can't just live in any neighborhood. 81K is not a substantial lot of money.
Hold on.
You can't just live anywhere.
And if he's contributing 6,700, that means your mom's got the other half. It ain't just for him to just take care of you. She got to take care of you. 700. Where's her 6,700 to go with his? Now y'all got 12, 1,300, 13,000 a month.
Oh my! See, hold on. Yo, choke. This is where you get it. This is where it goes down a bad path, brother. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Yo, bro, 6,700. If I told you right now, right, you got to start your life over right now with 6,700 a month and rebuild your life.
Yes.
Can you do it?
With 6,700, I can.
Oh boy. How about you? Any one of you guys, if you're giving $6,700 a month tax free, could you start your life over? I know I could. But I don't spend a lot of money. Right? I don't have a facade to keep up or anything like that. Right? I don't have to have special cars. I don't have to have special clothes, right? But that's me. Could you live your life based on $6,700 a month? Some people could, some people couldn't. This young man obviously felt like that wasn't enough money for him. But the point is, it doesn't matter what he thought. Only matters is what got paid. What got paid. If your father paid your rent, your father paid your rent. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Brother Vaughn says, some people don't make that much and they're taking care of rent and their children. Is he kidding me? Man, Vaughn, I've been all over Los Angeles, man. I've been to some of the wealthiest people's houses and as well as I've been to some of the poorest people's houses, man. I've seen houses where they got 10 people living in there, man, in a two-bedroom house. You got 10 people living in there, man. They made a room out of where you put the washer and the dryer out in the porch, man. That was somebody's room. I mean, and the lady of the house had the house neat as a pin, man, with all them people running through there. And man, every time I went there, man, you smell food cooking. Cause you know why? That lady was not gonna let that man come home after working hard all day and not smell no food cooking in that house. That she just wasn't gonna let that happen. Now this is mostly our Latino sisters, but I even seen some of our black sisters, man, the same way. A few, yeah. So man, I'm not gonna let this man come in this house and not smell nothing cooking. That's disrespect. Especially, I know it was disrespect in the Latino community. It was that was seen as disrespect. Man been working all day. He come home and ain't nothing on the stove. Psh, that was seen as disrespect. I could tell by the way, just to watching the women move in those houses. They were not going to be that one. They were not going to be that one that disrespect that man, right? Since then, he said, first start your life over was odd for him to say. I definitely could and would sleep on a couch near the kitchen until I save up more money. You know what it is? Shout out to Jill, man. Jill Chuck. You know what? He's talking about Sister Annie that his mother, him and his mother, their house burnt down in a fire, right? And so they had to, move and do it. But I still say $6,700 tax-free money. Women that get child support, they don't have to pay taxes on that money. That's free money. The man not only has to pay child support, but he has to, if he ain't smart enough to deduct it off of his taxes, he's gonna have to pay taxes on it. Well, he's gonna pay a little tax on it, but he can at least deduct some of that money, some of that. But he gonna get taxed, so if you don't do it right, woman can get that money and she don't pay no taxes on it, or woman or man. I want to say woman and man because there's some women out there paying child support, right? Shout out to Holly Berry. Shout out to what's the chick that just got off the conservatorship, Britney Spears. Yeah, some women out there paying child support. But this young man, I'm telling you, man, when these children become this ungrateful, this is when they can come into your room and do something very violent to you, man. We're gonna watch something like that a little later. Shout out to Risa. I don't know if I said shout out to Risa, man. Glad to have you in the building, Reese. Good to see you, but I don't know if I said anything to her. I know I acknowledge you, Jill. Shout out to you, Jill. All right, so let's watch a little bit more of 50 Cent's son trying to explain how $6,700 a month was just not enough money for him.
You have nothing.
6,700, yes, I can. I'm from the
I'm from
nothing. 6,700, I'm good.
That's what I'm saying,
nigga.
I'm comparing it to yourself.
With two
kids.
This
is what I'm saying to you. Choke, this is where you go wrong. You gotta stop comparing it. You comparing it to yourself, bro. You comparing it on your standard of lifestyle, bro. You cannot do that.
Okay. So the youngster asked him, "Can you do this?" He said, "Yes." Then the youngster said, "Oh, you can't compare what I'm saying. You can't compare. Well, you asked me. I'm just answering the question you asked me. You asked me if I could do it. I told you, yeah, I could do it." Now, I don't know if this is the one where his mother's gonna get on here. His mother's gonna get out here and really show her behind too. She's gonna really show how this man got to this point, and where he feels like his father should be kicking in more. He's they say he's 26, but he's just unfortunately he's just an entitled little brat. But that's what happens. See, when we don't spend enough time with our children, this is what happens. I'm talking about us as black men. We don't spend enough time with our black boys. This is the kind of stuff that entitlement goes through the roof. It goes through the roof with these kids. All right, let's see a little bit more.
Can't do that. Listen, Choke. I jumped out of a burning house, brother. I had nothing.
Okay.
I know what it feels like to have nothing, all right? And I had to rebuild my life over $6,700 a month.
Marquise, I know you feel like that ain't a lot of money, but it's a lot of people here watching right now.
It's
girls that's getting
$81,000
$200 a month child.
All right, y'all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think, man? Does Marquise Jackson does he some kind of way get a pass because he's 26 years old and he feels like his father still should be kicking in for him? I don't think he's going to school. I don't think he's doing anything. He just feels like his father should be paying for him. But he's not a kid no more. He's not a child. Child support is for children, right? He's not a child. Like you said, Risa, bro, stand up. Come on, bro. Come on. Time to wake up. Smell the coffee. Ain't nobody gonna pay nothing for you. That's not fair. If I was a woman, I'd have this, but you're not a woman. You're a man. Maybe it ain't fair, but this is what it is. This is what we got to work with. But I'm telling you, y'all, us as black men, man, we got to start putting more time in to these boys. Because what happens is they get so hung up around the woman's skirt, the woman's apron, that they start thinking like she thinks. When I say she thinks, I'm talking about a woman that thinks other than, she doesn't understand that masculinity is something that a boy has to see it to understand it. Yeah, they're gonna have strong feelings because they got testosterone. They're gonna have strong feelings. But to actually see how masculinity is able to be used, they gotta see it. And if they don't see it, and they're being told that masculinity is toxic, then they're gonna be softer than they're supposed to be because they don't want to be toxic to their mother. They don't want to be toxic to their sisters. They don't want to be toxic to their aunties. So they told that masculinity is toxic. You're chipping them off. So they just say, hey, you know what? I just be soft. Let me be soft like a girl. My mama will love me better if she hates my daddy. My daddy's strong. She hates him. Let me be soft like a Kleenex. She'll love me more because I love her. I'm gonna be letting a couple of things sink into today. I'm gonna be letting a couple of things sink into y'all. A lot of these children, man, they just ungrateful. Now, who do I blame for that? Who do I blame for that? I blame Nickelodeon and the Disney Channel. Those are the two channels in the 90s and the 2000s that was really significant in children's programming. And they gave us a bunch of shows with the children when the children looked like they were the smartest people in the room, right? The adults looked like they were all idiots, right? Some kind of way the adults was paying the rent but they made it look like the adults were so stupid, right? It's crazy, man. Crazy. Crazy. But what's the worst thing, man? What's the worst thing? The worst thing is these kids will kill you, man. These kids will take you out. They so ungrateful, man, they can't sleep at night. Come on. They can't sleep at night, man, and they will come and get you. All right, so we're gonna watch a little bit of some of these children who murked their parents, man. Because not because the parents were abusing them, not because of the, no, they murked the parents because they were so entitled, man, that they couldn't rationalize in their head why the parents weren't giving them what they wanted. They couldn't get that. Jill's Chocolate Boutique said, I just realized we're $480 short from our $3,100 target goal. Way to go, y'all. Yes. I'm gonna get to that in just a minute, Jill. I'm gonna get to that in just a minute. Right now, we're gonna go into some of these children who are ungrateful, just like 50 Cent's son, right? 50 Cent's son says $6,700. What are you trying to do? That ain't no money, right? Compared to what your actual income is, that ain't no money. And then of course 50 Cent hiding his income. He should have just told the boy, hey, come live with me, right? But he can't do that. Why? Because he got too many girls coming. He got a social life he got going on. That's what's the problem with us as black men. We value our social life is more valuable than our children. Ooh, Clarence, they come to get you. Yeah, they might come get me. They throw me out of the men's meeting, right? I ain't gonna have you on my panel no more. Oh, okay, don't have me on your panel. I'm just gonna tell the truth, right? Most of these black men don't want the children. Not all, most. They don't want the children. Why? Because children's gonna be a hindrance on their lifestyle. So they don't want that. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, anyway, we're gonna start looking at this program. Shout out to Anna Horror Stories. If you haven't already subscribed to Anna Horror Stories, go on over there and subscribe to Anna Horror Stories, man, and check them out. We're gonna look at some of the stuff that some of these kids, man, it's just doing, man. It's just crazy. All right, y'all. Let's look at it.
Mom and Dad, I have a surprise for you. Will you close your eyes? Don't talk about him. I don't want to hear about him. I hate that kid.
The following stories tell the tale of 3 separate cases of children who did the unthinkable by killing their own parents. For most of us, it's impossible to imagine killing the same person who gave us life, but not for Daniel Bartman. This horrific story began on April 25th of 2011 when emergency personnel responded to a call about a house fire in Nottingham, England. 2 children and the family dog had managed to escape, but it was unclear at first if anyone else was still inside of the house. Firefighters worked quickly to put out the blaze that was quickly destroying the residence. As they worked, they soon made the startling discovery that a woman's dead body was in the house. While they tried to keep this news quiet, rumors spread quickly, and before long, many people from the press and community had gathered at the scene. Firefighters were able to get
Justin, can y'all hear me? Oh man, I don't know what's going on, man. Let me get rid of this stuff, man. Let me just get rid of it, man, because it's just no good. No good. No good. All right, let me get rid of this. All right. All right, there you go. She said, hey, can you, Sister Annie said, ask me to come help. I don't know if he'll come help fix this one. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my main vein. Oh, okay, maybe something here hanging in there. Sometimes, you know how sometimes you got too many windows open. Anyway, shout out to OG Patrice, man. Shout out to OG Patrice. Remember, y'all, we got to go over there and support Patrice at 3:00, man. So we got to get done with here. So I guess I don't have no video for y'all. We just gonna have to do it all on the fly. Okay. Maybe it's the weather. Nah, brother, you live out here, Ron. The weather's fine. I don't know what's going on. But I'm trying to make it work. Y'all. And we are gonna make it work. How about that? We are gonna make it work. So since I got a break from this is what I'm gonna do. Since I got a little break going on, that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna share with y'all some information. We got I don't know if y'all know that we trying to give away these backpacks for these children, right? I don't know if y'all know this, man, but we trying to give away these backpacks. We're almost there. We got a backpack. We got the Cash App. You can Cash App or pledge. A cash goal $3,100, and what we raised so far is $2,620. Shout out, everybody. That's how much we raised so far. I think we did a good job. Thanks to the generous donations of everyone, man. Everyone who generously donated to make sure everything was all good, man. Shout out to everyone, man. But what are we gonna do, y'all? We gotta push it to the next level. We gotta get it to the next level. And oh yeah, thank you, Vaughn. Good. Shout out to Strebno Chasing with Patrice. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Now Jill said, Brother Clarence, is that 3 Cali time to support Patrice? I think so. Yes. I thought I saw the what you call it yesterday. I saw the thumbnail of it yesterday, so it looks like that's what we're doing. But don't quote me, Jill. I'm pretty sure. But I'll find out by the end of the broadcast for sure. Patrice could just tell us right now. Patrice, if you're still in the building, you could tell us what time you're coming on today, so we'll know. Okay, we back. Let's see. We got devices not connected over here, man. We got devices not connected. So let's try to put everything back on the where it's supposed to be at. Oh man, it's hard, man. It's hard. Okay, all right, y'all. So I will just keep talking. Anyway, what y'all think about these kids, man? What about the Menendez brothers, man? The Menendez brothers, they was rich. I mean, all they had to do was just sit there. Didn't even have to worry about what was going to happen. Their father had took care of them, man. it was a done deal. It was a wrap for them. They couldn't wait. They couldn't sit and wait it out, man. They had to go over and, execute them people, man. For what? For a couple of dollars? So you got a couple of dollars. So what? But see, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If we don't treat these children right, y'all, if we don't treat these children right, they're going to do stuff like that, man. They're going to do stuff like that. I got to connect the mic real quick. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on over here, man. I don't know what's going on over here with my StreamYard, man. My StreamYard is just out to lunch, man. I'm like, what is going on? Do they just don't want Brother C to put his show on? Huh? But I'm gonna tell y'all something, Pat. I'm gonna tell y'all something that's that's even worse than that. These children, y'all, these children, man, if we don't treat them right, they're gonna rise up and they're gonna come up against us. They're gonna come up against us. And they're gonna come into your bedroom and they're gonna try to take you out. We don't want that. We don't want that. Some of these children are so ungrateful, man. Not only will they take you out, they try to take all your money, they try to take all your everything. What about the little girl that was crippled? I forgot her name. Her mother told her she was crippled from birth. Wasn't even nothing wrong with this little girl. She told her she couldn't walk. She's out there getting money for it, everything. Little girl got somebody online to go in and murk the mother. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But what's happening? What's happening with us? We're watching these shows. If you look at television, man, television is encouraging the backwardsness of community. It is absolutely teaching not what we do as a people, not what we do. I mean, talking about us in particular as Black people, we're more unified. But they don't teach that. They don't teach that. What they're teaching your children how to subtly disrespect and not even look at you as a person. Trying to get all this stuff together, y'all. Trying to look at us as people that they can see as, okay, this is my parents. These are my parents. I respect them, right? But why your children don't respect you and me? Why don't they respect us? Right? Let's see if I can get it. Oh man, I'm here. Okay, let me take this dude out. All right, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Testing 1, 2. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right. I'll get back to the fundraiser. Right now, I want to talk about these ungrateful kids. What's the matter, man? Why are these kids so ungrateful? Why are these kids so ungrateful, man? Why are they sitting around like that and saying and they willing to murk us? They're willing to murk you right where you sitting. I don't know. Oh, there you go, Vaughn. Yeah, mute child. Yeah, right. She said, yes, her show starts at 3. All right, y'all. How about us? The damage that we going through, are we putting that damage on our children? right? I'm on my 3rd divorce. I'm on my 4th marriage. I'm on my 5th boyfriend. And we let these children watch us get disrespected and misused. Or we did something with Dwight Howard. Me and Rico did something with Dwight Howard where the boy was crying out saying, hey, I want to spend more time with you. You're my father. And crickets from Dwight Howard, right? Crickets. Unfortunately. See, I think we as black men, a lot of times we think, if I just give you the money, if I just give the woman the money, that's good enough. The boy don't understand that. The boy ain't gonna understand that. The boy's gonna want to spend time with his father. These girls want to spend time with their father. Even if the father ain't financially involved. Just so they can say, I got a daddy. Right? What are we gonna do, black men? What we gonna do? Because we are sitting here and we letting these children get to the point where they so ungrateful, man. They do all kind of crazy stuff. Right? God hates ungratefulness, man. Ungratefulness. Right? Ungratefulness sounds like the brain of an ass to God, right? Right? You ever heard a donkey screaming? Oh man, it's terrible. Oh, well, man, it's a terrible sound, right? So we got told the story. There was this donkey that fell into a hole, fell into this ditch, and it was screaming for help. And the people in the village, the village that was close to they were like, oh my God, they couldn't even do their work because they couldn't handle the screaming that this donkey was doing. This donkey was screaming, trying to get out of this hole, right, for some help, right? So the people said, we know what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this donkey out of his misery. So they gathered up all these stones because they're gonna stone it to death. They gathered all these stones right by the hole. So what they did, they started throwing them stones. They throwing all these stones in that ditch, trying to kill that donkey. Yeah, throwing those stones in there, right? Well, the people threw so many stones that the donkey walked on out of the hole. I guess that was one way to fix the problem, right? Right? But these kids, man, we got to be careful with these children. We got to be careful how we raise these children, how we doing these children. These children can turn into the devil themselves, huh? If we're not there on the scene, maybe we got good intentions, right? We running all over the place. I'm making all this money. That's what's important. Yeah, you need to make you some money, but it's got to be a balance, brothers. It's got to be a balance where we spend a certain amount of time getting the money and a certain amount of time physically with the child, or using technology to be with the child. You ain't got no excuse, man. I'm on StreamYard now. StreamYard is free. You can have up to 10 people on the StreamYard. If you got 10 kids, you can have them all on there. You know what I'm saying? Or 9. You can have them all on, plus you. Plus, there's all kind of different. There's Zoom. There's WebEx. There's all kind of stuff. All kind of ways to get your children together. But you got to ask for it. You got to push for it. Because if you don't, what happened? Look what happened to Magic Johnson. Look what happened to Dwayne Wade. Well, what happened to them, Clarence? They had children that the default settings on their children were readjusted. And they weren't there when this readjustment was taking place to do something about it. So now those children are other than themselves. And it's too late. It's too late for somebody to say, man, let's go back and let's go back to where this all started and let me jump in there. It's too late. It's too late. Dwayne Wade's son wants to be a girl. He wants to be a girl. Now, because this man was doing what he do, playing basketball, getting girls, he wasn't there when this situation started popping off. Maybe he could have stepped in there, right? Dwight Howard, another situation. His son Braylon. Man. His son Braylon was out there jumping on little kids. SCXally. He was basically forcing little boys to perform acts on him, or he was going to, he was threatening to do bodily harm to them. Me and Rico did this story. So what happened? What happened? See, but these fathers ain't there. Same thing Nick Cannon, man. You got all these children all over the place. You ain't gonna be, you're not gonna be able to be there in case something happens where the default settings on their mental gets readjusted. Right? Because if when your default settings are adjusted, you don't want to be nothing but yourself. You want to be the best version of yourself. You don't want to be no female, and you don't want to be no male, right? You don't want to be, because your default settings are set. But sometimes I was asked the question, are children born this way? I believe it can happen. I can't prove it, but I believe it can happen. With all the chemicals that's out here today, in today's world, that can disturb a human birth process, I don't have no doubt in my mind that somebody could be born with their default settings rearranged, and they come out other than themselves. Now the question is, if the father sees that, can the father do something about it? I knew a guy where he had these tendencies. He had these, you know what I'm saying? He was a little suspect. Lived in a neighborhood, he was a little suspect. And so what his father tried to do, instead of spending time with him, he tried to buy him stuff to get him acclimated to try to reset his default settings. Only thing the boy did was perpetrate the fraud, right? He went and got a girlfriend. He went and did all that. I mean, he was a bad looking dude. Most of those suspect dudes are not. But kind of find out he just couldn't make it happen. He just couldn't make it happen, right? But that's because we ain't spending, because his father wouldn't spend no time with him. His father was just buying him stuff. Bought him this big old beautiful motorcycle, right? I'm serious, man. I was like, dang, man, maybe I should act suspect so I can get me a motorcycle. I said, man, maybe I should act suspect, man, so he can do that for me. Right? But I said, man, that suspect stuff is out. Right? Let me tell y'all a story, man. Let me tell y'all a story, man. So anyway, one day, me and me, I had graduated high school. It was probably like 2 or 3 days after I had actually graduated high school, right? It was summertime. And I see the dude that I'm talking about who was rearranged, the suspect dude. I seen him with another dude the suspect dude was about 2 years older than us. And I seen him with this other dude that lived in the neighborhood. And the other dude had been coming over the suspect dude's house for like a year, man. They've been hanging out, man. So I thought they were just being good friends, right? So the suspect dude has signed up for the army, right? So they just happened to be outside on the block, right? So I had a big cup of Kool-Aid, right? I'm telling you, man, y'all couldn't tell me nothing back then, man. Nobody can tell me nothing back then, right? I came outside with a big old but a big old cup of Kool-Aid, man. I think it was cherry. It was either cherry or black cherry. Black cherry used to be the bomb, right? Anyway, come outside with the cup, big old ice cubes in there, right? I was like the man. Like, yeah, I saw these two cats standing out there, and I was like, yeah. And I knew the dude that was coming to visit, he was in the same grade as me, so he had just graduated, right? So all three of us are out of high school, right? So I'm like, I come over there, right? Now these two dudes ain't saying a word when I got there, right? So I got over there, right? And I'm like, Jill, I'm like, man, we did it, y'all. We out of this piece, man. We out of this piece. Yeah. Sister Annie, grape was my thing too. Shout out to you, girl. Grape was my thing too, man. Grape was mine too, but man, I had to have barbecue with grape, man. Grape, I would save the grapes for the barbecue when my father would barbecue, because my father wasn't no soda type dude. Sometimes he was, but most of the time he wasn't. So we had to have Kool-Aid on hand. And I'm telling you, my father's barbecue and some Kool-Aid, forget it, man. Good night. He was done for the rest of the night. Anyway, right? Yeah, man, that grape was the bomb, man. But black don't sleep on the black cherry though. Sister Annie, don't sleep on the black cherry. Black cherry was good too. That's what we got to do. Have everybody put out their favorite Kool-Aid. Matter of fact, that's what you do. Everybody in the chat right now, put your favorite Kool-Aid flavor in the chat right now, man. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so let me finish that story. Let me finish my story. So I'm out there, right? I'm out there, y'all. And I'm like, yeah, this is, I'm like, yeah, man, can't believe it. And I'm the only one. I realized that about a minute or so, I was the only one talking in this conversation. Well, there's three of us standing there, but it's just me talking, right? There you go, Jill. Cherry is the bomb too, right? So, shout out to Jill. Shout out to Sister Annie. That grape and that cherry. Cherry was the bomb. Cherry's the bomb. Oh yeah, black cherry, man. Come on, man. Come on, black cherry. Come on, yeah. Only a crazy person didn't like black cherry. All right, so anyway, so I noticed I'm the only one talking in this conversation, right? I'm like, yeah, man, this is great. I got my cup. I'm like, man, this is awesome, man. What we doing? So then I looked around. I'm like, what's going on? How come I'm the only one talking? So I see the dude that was in the same grade as me. His eyes was all teared up, man. His eyes all red and teared up like he was crying. Like, and I was like, damn, what's going on? And I looked at this, the dude that lived on my block, the suspect dude. I was like, I'm looking at him like for like what's going on, right? So neither one of them wanted to tell me what was going on, right? And so Sister Annie, Jill, I finally realized I was watching a alphabet breakup. Right? I realized this was an alphabet breakup, right? I was like, oh, that because the dude that lived on my block, he wasn't he was suspect up to a point, but then we had receipts on this dude, right? So so we knew it wasn't no suspect. The dude that was in the same grade with me was suspect, but this dude, he was a card carrying alphabet community, man. He had already made that clear, right? So that's when I realized. I said, ooh, this is what I'm looking at. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Cause y'all, yeah, Jill. So I'm out here talking, right? Jill, I was so stupid, man. I was 18 years old. I was so stupid. I was like, I'm just running my mouth. I was like, man, can y'all believe that? I was like, man, all these honeys out here. All these honeys. And we not restricted by school no more, man. We can just go talk to every honey out there. Imagine, man, you can talk to any honey you see out there. Right? I'm just going in. And then, hey. What'd you say, Mom? Blueberry Kool-Aid? Blueberry Kool-Aid, man. Berry Blue. Shout out to Berry Blue. I'm gonna hit y'all with some real ones, man. Y'all don't even know nothing about me. Me and my brother, man, we would fight over them Kool-Aids, man. All right, so I'm talking, right? I'm out here, I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, man. And then I said, I even went here, Sister Annie, Sister Jill. I went here. I was like, yeah, man, it ain't great, it ain't great. And then I got mad. Y'all. I got mad. I said, that ain't right. I said, that is not right. I said, here, God only gave us 24 hours. It's all these honeys out here. How are we supposed to talk to all these honeys in just 24 hours in one day? Telling you, man, men, I mean, that testosterone be having you just on one, man. You just be crazy as hell, right? I was like, man, I said, that ain't even right for God to do that to us, man. Because look, you only got 24 hours in a day, man. You talk to the honey. And how many honeys can you actually talk to in 24 hours, man? Right? I was just like, man, I was going through all this stuff. They looking at me like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like two people that's having a private moment. They're like, get out of here, right? But finally I got the message, man. I was like, oh, okay, I see. I said, I see what's going on. I looked at an old boy that used to live on my block, and I looked at him. And then look at his face like, you might not want to be in this conversation. And I looked at the other dude, and he looked like he was about to cry. I said, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen something like that, you know what I'm saying? I remember because I had never seen that like that, man. I hadn't seen people, people break up and stuff, but I had never seen like alphabet breakup, man. So I was like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? It didn't register to me what was going on at first. But after a while, I'm pretty perceptive. So after a while, I kind of got it. I was like, uh-oh. I said, well, let me go back in the house, man. Let me take my Kool-Aid back in the house. Yeah, man, that's not what you want to walk up on is an alphabet breakup, man. That was like, because old boy was going to the army, right? Dude live on my street was going to the army. This other dude was crying, man. He was going to college, and they was crying, man. And that was like, yikes. But hey, man, do y'all thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have intruded on that situation. Say you were mad, Brooklyn. I was hot. I was hot, man. I was like, God, man, how could you do this to us? All these honeys out here. Got Jill, Annie, all these honeys out here. That ain't even right. And it's only 24 hours in a day. That ain't right. And then then on top of that, Jill, on top of that, I gotta sleep too. It ain't even 24 hours. It's not right. It should be more hours in a day because of all the honey that's out there. That's all. I was just talking crazy, right? You dudes like, what the fuck? They was like, get out of here, man. I was like, man, it's wrong, man, for it only to be 24 hours in a day and all these honeys out here, you know, all these honeys, and it's not right. It's just not right. Ay, man. What a fool, man. What a fool. Oh, man. But, yeah, man. But I went back in the house, man. Shout out. Hope those brothers are hope those brothers are okay, man. Hope those two brothers are okay, man. Whatever they doing now. All right, so yeah, so I came out with my Kool-Aid, right? Now I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Cherry was cool, Jill. Cherry was really cool. Grape, that was, I think, Sister Annie, grape was in my top three. Grape was in my top three. It was grape, black cherry, and I think one other one, man. One other one. It might have been cherry. No, strawberry. Strawberry. Yeah, strawberry was the other one. I used to like strawberry, especially either grape or strawberry with the barbecue, right? Because my father made this barbecue sauce that was so good, but it was so hot that me and my brother used to sit there and eat it, but you couldn't talk because the sauce was so hot in your mouth, man. It was so good, man. It was so good, so good, so good, so good. But yeah, so strawberry, and then with my mom's, yeah, they had all kinds, man. They got all kinds. Well, my mom would just buy just like a big thick pack of them, probably be like 20 or 30 of them, man. She would just grab a big old pack of them and bring them home, right? And so, yeah, Jill, grape Kool-Aid, man. That was my telling you, Sister Annie, man. Whew. Grape Kool-Aid, man, was the bomb, right? So, but yeah, so then my mother introduced us to putting some lemon in the. She put a little lemon in the grape. That was a whole nother thing. That was a whole nother experience, man. I was like, oh man, wow, this is just out of this world. It's out of this world, right? Man. So, and then so what my father would do. Let me tell y'all, man. And I do the same thing, man. I do the same thing. What an idiot, man. Too much sugar, Vaughn. I know. There was no such thing, Vaughn. There was no such thing as too much sugar in the Kool-Aid, man. There was no such thing. There was no such thing. Hey, y'all got to tell Vaughn, man. Who was there such thing as too much sugar in the Kool-Aid? There was no such a thing. That is blasphemous, Vaughn. Blasphemous. There ain't no too much sugar in the Kool-Aid, man. Yeah, Jill. The lemon took it to another level because my mother, what she did was try to slice it, and and she would slice it and put it in there, and man. And then both of my parents were really good cooks, man. They were both very good cooks, man. So my father would make this chili spaghetti, man. Man, my father would make. I gotta tell you, like Les Brown say, my father makes this chili spaghetti. You can't eat it with your shoes on. You had to take your shoes off so you could curl your toes, so you could wiggle your toes, man. I'm trying to tell you, my father would make that. Yeah, the whole 5-pound bag, right? It's like what's that movie with Kid and Play, where you just see him just pouring all that sugar in. Country Time was cool, man, but you know what, Vaughn, I didn't drink too much lemonade. I think my brother drank the Country Time. I wasn't really a cool lemonade person. I was more of a Kool-Aid person. You know what I'm saying? So, and what my father would do is and I do the same things, man. They can't stand it, but they just put up with it. If he did buy sodas, let's say canned sodas, because canned sodas back in those days was a treat. A bottle, so we used to have bottle sodas, right, with the bottle opener, right? Y'all don't know nothing about that, man. We used to have so my father would buy these. My father would have these big um, coolers, and what he would do is he would fill up the coolers with ice, fill up the cooler with ice, and then put water in the cooler, right? Then throw the sodas in there, right? The sodas or the punches or whatever it was. He would throw them in there, right? And so if you really wanted one of those, you had to dig in that freezing cold water to get one, man. That was, man. He was, and I do the same thing. I used to hate that, man. I used to be like, why you just don't leave them in the refrigerator? But he's like, nope. You want one? You got to go get. You got to go through the pain of getting it, right? So we did, man. So we did. It was a trip, man. Thank y'all for bringing back all those fun, all those memories, man. It was. Yeah, man. We used to have a good time, man. We used to have a good time. But one thing I see, it was hard to get my father to cook barbecue because it took so much time from him. But you know who could get my father to cook a lot of barbecue? My aunt Dia, man. My aunt Dia. We would go over my aunt Dia's house, my brother and my father. We would go over there. And man, my aunt called my aunt called my father. They all called my father Pee Wee, but and he was a huge dude, man. It's about 6'2", about 200 pounds, man. Be a huge dude. But when he was little, they thought he wasn't gonna make it because he was so small, right? So they called him Pee Wee. But anyway, so she said, Pee Wee, I sure wish I had some barbecue. He wouldn't even say nothing, man. He just get up and walk and get me and my brother and we go straight to the meat store buying meat. And and he had these big he had those big oil drum what do you call that, barbecue grills. He'd be working like 2 or 3 of them at a time, right? But the good news was we get some of that barbecue too. We get some of that barbecue too. That was back when I was eating pork. So yeah, we get some of that too, man. Whew. I remember those barbecue pork chops and barbecue ribs. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. But just having to being able to eat that and then having the Kool-Aid with it and the bread and my mom will make the not macaroni, but she would make macaroni too, but what's the other thing, man? Not mashed potatoes, but potato salad. She make the potato salad, man. Night night. Night, because it take you about half hour, right? I didn't like drinking soda. Yeah, Jill. I didn't like drinking soda with the barbecue because the acid in the soda would inflame the barbecue sauce that my father made was already hot. And so if you had any little unseen cuts or anything in your mouth, on your lips or anything, that sauce would just burn it, man. It would just burn it, right? So when you drank it with the soda would come by with the acid and inflame it, right? That's why I like the Kool-Aid better, because the Kool-Aid at least it wouldn't inflame everything, right? We didn't know nothing about drinking water back then. We're talking about the 80s, right? The 70s and 80s, right? We didn't drink no water. Anyway, so yeah, man, it was a trip, man. So, but shout out to our parents back then, man. Shout out to them. We wasn't ungrateful, but my father wasn't ungrateful, man. He was a really grateful kid, man. Because like I said, all my aunt had to do was say, "Hey, Pee Wee, I think I'm hungry for something. I sure wish I could have some of that barbecue you make." Remember in the remember in the movie? Hey, Pagoda, how you doing, brother? Remember in the movie? What's the movie called? With Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg. Color Purple. Color Purple. Man, my father would be like the dude on the piano when when a homegirl said, "This here my juke joint." Slapped Oprah. Homeboy closed the piano. Good night, y'all. He got up. That's how my father was, man. As soon as my aunt said, hey, she wants some barbecue, He'd be like, okay, y'all, let's go. Come on. We out of there. We out of there. He'd cook it, wrap it up, have it everything set up. So all she had to do was literally open up the package, take some whatever she wanted out. He'd make her links, he'd make her dogs, he'd make her pork chops, he'd make her burgers, he'd make her ribs, he'd make her feet, pig feet. He would make her all this stuff. Literally, all she had to do was open up the package, take out whatever she want, put it in the oven. Back then, y'all, back then, everybody cooked on the oven. Everybody cooked it. You didn't want. Didn't nobody had no microwave. My auntie didn't have no microwave. Real cooks didn't have no. They didn't have no microwave. They had an oven. If you did have a microwave, it was huge, right? It was huge. Yeah, no, everybody cooked in the oven. You put it in the oven for 30 minutes, warm it up. Bombay. Yeah, man. But that was a trip, man. Also, let me throw y'all another good Kool-Aid flavor. Another Kool-Aid flavor, a good Kool-Aid flavor is was fruit punch. That was another good one, man. Man. But I'm telling y'all, man, I don't know how to grape, black cherry, or strawberry. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. Those were interchangeable for me, man. Those were interchangeable. Well, pretty much the grape and the black cherry. The black cherry and cherry too. Cherry's pretty good too, man. Cherry was good in the pinch. But my favorite, got to be out of black cherry and grape. Those are my two favorite. Those were my two favorite. Yeah, fruit punch was good, Jill. Fruit punch was good. Trying to tell y'all. But I guess my father showed me how not to be ungrateful because, my aunt didn't have to say a lot. And it wasn't I'm tired, or he could be a dog tired. But all she had to do was say, hey, they had root beer flavor. Ugh, nah. Now I will say, Vaughn, my mother got me started with. I used to did like root beer. I don't drink it anymore, but I mean, I used to drink root beer, and my mother got me on the root beer, the A&W root beer. A&W root beer's got that frosty mug taste. Y'all don't remember that. Man. Anyway, they had restaurants actually, A&W, out here in the 80s. You can get root beer. You can get root beer a lot out here. And so my mother got me started on root beer, but I left root beer alone, man, because it was hard to get everywhere. It was easy to get Coke everywhere, so you had to get Coke. I used to drink a lot of Coke, you know what I mean. But then once I got introduced to Sprite, I liked Sprite a lot better. Then I found it was more healthier for me. I was like, okay, cool. But I'm telling y'all, man, it was this place in Compton. It's not there now, man. They trying to knock it down, but it was called Rick's, right? It was right down the street from the Boys and Girls Club out there in Compton, off of Avalon in 120th. Anyway, I used to go there, man. I'm telling you how different life was when I was a teenager. We used to go to Rick's and I used to get a cheeseburger. I used to get a bacon cheeseburger, a fry, because they gave you so many fries, you didn't have to ask for a large or small fry. They just filled up a bag full of fries. I got a bacon cheeseburger, a fry, a hot dog, and a Coke, and I'd eat all of that, and still after I eaten all of that, I would still go right out to the basketball court, and we would go and we would go out there, man, and we would go rough up people out there on the basketball court, man. At least I would. Ooh, man, I couldn't even eat one of those things by myself, right? Definitely wouldn't, man. They used to have a hamburger that was so thick, man, you had to have two hands to hold it, right? Oh, man, shout out to Rick's, man. That was a good, man. Woo. Oh, man, Sister Annie said, I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, we're a pepper too. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. I don't know, I couldn't get into Dr. Pepper, Sister Annie. Dr. Pepper was just a little too sweet for me. Just a little too. It had just a little bit of a twang to it that was like, you know what I mean? But the root beer, I liked. Regular root beer, I definitely did that. You said you remember Rick's in Pasadena jail? Yeah, I'm talking about Rick's in Compton. But yeah, man, maybe they had another one out there, right? Vaughn says, was Dr. Pepper like root beer? It was way too sweet. It was Dr. Pepper was had a little twang to it, and you know, I don't know if it was root beer or not. It might be root beer. I don't know, but my mom loved Dr. Pepper, man. My mom loved Dr. Pepper. I just could never get into it. I liked she you know, because my mom would try to get me to try different things, right? So I tried it. I didn't really like it too much, but I liked Dr. Pepper. I mean, not Dr. Pepper. A&W root beer. When I finally tried it, I said, "Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you know, a little different taste than Coke, but yeah, it was cool." But I ended up stopping drinking all that stuff. But I mean, but back then when I was, boom, 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 right? And I drank a Coke that was this big, man. It was a huge. It was just a tub of diabetes, man. That's basically what it was. It was basically a tub of diabetes, man. Oh my God, man. I don't know how I walked away from that not being a diabetic, man. Holy smokes. That's just God looking out for me, man. God, you know, say God looks out for babies and fools, and I ain't no baby, right? Yeah, I remember those Tang commercials, Vaughn. I definitely remember the Tang commercial. We used to drink Tang. We just didn't drink it like with dinner meals. We drink Tang with like breakfast. And so, because I remember the astronaut Tang commercials, right? They used to talk about the astronauts taking Tang to the moon and stuff, right? So everybody like, oh, I want Tang too on the moon, right? But I didn't like Tang too much. I liked orange juice better. But that's just me. That's just me. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Shout out to everybody. Vagoda. If you out there, man, Vagoda, if you still got your ears on, do you know what Kool-Aid is? Do they have Kool-Aid in Israel? And by the way, I would drop the link in about 20 minutes. About 15, give me up 15 minutes. I'll drop the link. And then anybody wants to come up and talk about any stuff we talked about. Yeah, Vaughn. I just like orange juice, man. And here I'm supposed to be talking about ungrateful kids, and y'all gotta be talking about orange juice and Kool-Aid and that, but I'd rather talk about that stuff. But all right, y'all. But I do have to let me at least hit this topic so that people can come up, they can ask questions or they can talk. Okay, ungrateful kids and child support. How does child support promote ungrateful kids? Well, I don't think child support in itself promotes that, but if the non-custodial parent doesn't approach the situation properly, then we can have these situations where the child can get into the street, right? You can have gangbanging children, or you can have children that are sexually active, way younger than they're supposed to be, or you can have children that are other than themselves, like Dwayne Wade's son that's identifies as a female, and also Magic Johnson's son. I don't know if Magic Johnson's son identifies as a female, but we know for sure that Dwayne Wade's son actually does, right? And that's not what we all want our children to be as close to the default settings as they should be, right? If you're a boy, it's default settings you should have, right? You're a girl, there's some default settings you should have, right? When you see those default settings at work, then you feel like, oh, okay, things are good. When you see that these default settings are not good, or you don't see the child uh, maneuvering within those default settings, then you go, may have something, may have an issue here. It's a suspect, right? Vaughn said, but we were grateful kids, appreciated that little thing. Yeah, man. Appreciated everything, man. My mom used to take us to the place called Jimco. Y'all don't know nothing about Jimco and Zodi's and the blue chip stamps in the book. I don't know nothing about that, man. Y'all don't know nothing about those blue chip stamps in the book. We were grateful, man. We were just trying to save up so we can get, I remember my mom bought them she would buy the cereal and on the commercial of the Fruity Pebbles, they have like a little car or something in there, right? It made it look like it worked real good, right? And then when you put it out of the cereal, Vaughn, what happened, right? That little car was so cheap, it'll break down. It wasn't even, the parts wouldn't be all there. I mean, you like, dang, man. But on the commercial, they made it look like this thing was a 79 hot rod, right? Well, I said we were grateful kids back in the day. We appreciated those little things. It didn't take much for us. Yeah, man, it didn't take much for us, man, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you really had friends that was doing well, you just accepted the fact that they were doing well, right? It wasn't like, oh man, I wish I was living like their life. Okay, they're doing well, right? It is what it is. But nowadays, man, these kids are so ungrateful, man. You got to watch them. You got to watch them. Because they'll, like I said, man, they'll turn on you. They'll turn on you. And even though you sacrificed your life so that they can live and they can have a better life for themselves, some of them just ain't that grateful, man. They just gonna be like, so what? This is my turn. This all belongs to me. Like the Melendez brothers, right? They just said, hey, we just go off these people, man. Let's get rid of them. This all gonna be ours anyway, but this old man gonna live too long. They didn't want to wait. They didn't want to wait. Who they think he was gonna leave that money to? It wasn't gonna be nobody else he was gonna leave that money to but his children. But they got it twisted in their head. They said, "Oh no, we're not gonna wait until he tells he gives us this money. We're gonna take it from him." All right, man. Gotta do one thing, man. Gotta get rid of this. Gotta get one thing here. All right. I tried, man. I tried. We got a bot loose. Y'all, we got a bot loose in the building. We got a bot loose in the building, y'all. Vaughn said, you're right, Brother Clarence. These kids are absolutely entitled. They think everything should be handed to them a silver platter. Yeah, they do. I had to tell my oldest and my youngest son. I ain't right. I got to come in at this time. I said, brother, I ain't forcing you to be here. You can leave. You can leave. Well, why does it have to come down to that? I said, because it's only one daddy man in the house. Like my father used to say, it's only one daddy man in the house. It's only one daddy man. Can't have two daddy mans in the house, man. It's not going to work. See, they didn't tell me a whole lot of times. I knew how good I had it at the time. So I said, hey, look, I'm going to school. I'm doing all these other things. Plus, I'm living here rent free, at least for the time being, right? I pay my other little bills, the car note, car insurance and stuff like that. But other than that, I would really just have to take care of myself, right? I knew how good I had it. Well, my children, man, it took a lot of explaining for them to see how good they had it. And then one, I had to help him get out he had to get out into the field to realize how good he had it, right? I gotta pay all this. I gotta pay $1,500 a month in rent. Yeah, we all gotta pay. Yeah, we all gotta pay. We all gotta pay. Unless you work something out, you always gotta pay. I'm saying to my youngest one now, man. Oh, you don't think that you gotta wash dishes? You ain't gotta wash them. Leave them there. Get what you can carry and take it out. See, they don't understand today, man. They don't understand that you living here as a courtesy. They think, oh, you stuck with me. I didn't ask to be born, right? My son used to say that to me. I said, you didn't ask to be born, but guess what? You ain't asking to be took out either, but keep on talking. Keep on talking. And I said, and I always said this, Vaughn. I always told my sons this. I am not no hater. If you got somebody else that's gonna let you live at their house for free and eat their food for free, go ahead. They're gonna put you on their phone plan. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. But as soon as you leave this house, you're gonna quickly realize the old man knew what he was talking about, right? But these kids get ungrateful, man, because in my opinion, this is my opinion, y'all. We as men are not spending as much time with them as we should. That's a break. That is a function of the child support system, in my opinion. That's a function of that, right? Vaughn said, my son is graduating early in December. I'm very proud of him. Good for him. But he told us today, now he'll be able to be with us every day now. I was like, no, buddy, you better get a plan, right? I remember my father took me to he said, you better get you a job. I think it was maybe the year 11th grade. I think it was 11th grade going into 12th. My father said, you better get a job. You better get a job because when you graduate, either you going to school, you working, or you out. Period. Those are your options. I was like, oh, okay. So when I got a job, right? I was like, I got a job. I had a check, right? So I was like, I don't know what to do with a check. Father took me up to see, y'all young. Y'all, thank you, Jill. Thank you. And congratulations to you, Vaughn. Yeah, see, y'all too young. There used to be a bank that there used to be a bank called Security Pacific. Security Pacific was the name of the bank, right? Out here in LA. Out here in I guess it was everywhere. I think they became Washington Mutual, I think. But Security Pacific was a bank out here. And so my father took me to Security Pacific and helped me open up an account and showed me how to deposit my check into the account, showed me how to save some and take some for myself and live on some, right? I can't get that back. I did the same thing for my son. I took him up to the credit union, showed him how to open up an account, put him at the credit union, showed him how to deposit his check, showed him how to take some, showed him how to save some, right? Those are moments, y'all. We can't get we can't get those moments back. We can't get those moments back, right? I still remember my father sitting down with me in Security Pacific Bank, trying to get me an account, helping me set up to get an account, right? Vaughn says, Karen, you're definitely a dinosaur. Security Pacific, man. You went back to the 1900s. Man, I'm trying to tell you, Vaughn. I'm trying to tell you. I go back, man. Security Pacific, I go back. I go back, man. I go back, right? But I realized, man, that we were grateful. You're right. I was very grateful for my father and all the stuff he did and all the stuff he didn't do. Right? Okay, so I told y'all one story. I'm gonna tell y'all another story. There was these 3 parties I was supposed to go to on grad night, right? The night I graduated high school. And my father said, "Where you going?" Right? And that's I said, "I'm going to these parties. I've been invited to these parties." My father said, "By who?" I said, my friends." He said, "You ain't got no friends." Just like that. "You ain't got no friends." I said, "Yeah, I got friends, man. People, they want me to come out and hang out with them." He said, "Man, why you gonna go down there? You know that ain't nothing. People don't even like you. They just gonna have you go down there just so they can play games with you." I was like, "What?" I said, "Nah." So then I was determined to go after that, right? I was like, "I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go have fun, and then I'm gonna show you, right?" So he's laying on his couch, watching his TV in his den, right? I said, "I'll see you later." He said, "All right." I go to the first party. Nothing but gangsters hanging out there, right? So I'm like, "Oh, okay. This ain't really my scene, but okay." So I go to the second. All these parties are in the neighborhood, right? So I go to the second party. The second party was a little more like a regular party, right? But I noticed that everybody was kind of like nobody was really talking to each other, right? Everybody was kind of like standing off from each other, like, "I'm too cool to talk to you. I'm too cool to talk to you." Shout out to Brother Marcus. "I'm too cool to talk to you. I'm too cool. I'm too cool. I'm too cool," right? So I was there for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then I said, "Forget this." I went back home, right? So I probably had been gone maybe a half an hour, right? Tops. Pops was laying in that chair. Pops laying in that on that couch. "Hey, you back? What happened?" I said, "Yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't." He said, uh, Vaughn said those house parties was the best. I got in a lot of trouble back in the day. Oh man. Man, Vaughn, man. I didn't really start going to house parties until I was DJing them. That's when I start seeing a whole bunch of craziness go on, man. I start DJing house parties, man. That's because when I was going in, I was pretty much a nerd, right? I was a nerd. So the nerds didn't really dig me because I was on the basketball team, right? They felt like I was not nerdy enough for them to hang out with them. So I was an outcast from the nerds, but I was a nerd. But because I got good grades, the guys on the basketball team used to clown me. So it was like I had it on both sides, man, where they would clown me a little bit on both sides, right? Not nothing major, but just clown me a little bit on both sides, right? Jill said, "Your dad knew what was up." Yeah, he knew what was up, man. He old school, remember I told y'all from the South? I mean, yeah, he was from the South. I mean, SAWF, South. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about we pick up the phone. Yes, hello. What's that number again? 555-777-1111. I mean, he had the accent and everything, right? And when he really got mad, that's really when that accent came out. "Lance, I want to tell you right now, boy, I would, if I could, I'd push your head right through that window." But man, those are just fun memories, man. But yo, let me tell you something, Chill. When that man said jump, I was up in the air until he said come down, right? That's the kind of respect we had for them back then, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in the air until they said, "Hey, come down." Oh man, let me bring you out. Let me put some because I don't think we're gonna go too long because Patrice is out here, and we're gonna make sure we're gonna go over there. And I want you guys to have some time to go and talk to Patrice and go and support Patrice. I don't know if she's gonna have a panel today or not, but we want to be able to go over there and support Patrice, man. Okay, well, let's do this. Let me break y'all right quick here. Let me break y'all here and let me talk to y'all about something that really need to talk about, right? The fundraiser, y'all. The fundraiser. Y'all, we gotta get the fundraiser going, right? We gotta get it going. We doing good. We doing good, y'all. We doing good. But let's put this puppy to bed. Let's go ahead and put this puppy to bed and let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. You know what I mean? Let's try to push through it. And you know, because I want to make the phone calls, I want to make the I want to do everything that I said I was gonna do. Where I show you what we ordered the backpacks, I show you the receipt, I show you that's the stuff that they're gonna. I mean, I show you everything, right? So I want you to I want to make those phone calls, man, and make those orders and do them live so we can do it, right? But I can't do it, man. I cannot do it until we get all the rest of the money, man. We got $480 to go. Shout out to everybody who gave. Shout out to everybody who gave, man. This is what I want you to do, man. This is what I want you to do. I want you to, you know, I want us to dig deep and, you know, just make sure we inching our way, inching our way, inching our way, inching our way. Okay, y'all? We got to do this, man. We got to do this. There's so many people that's expecting us to fail. They're not expecting us. They want us to fail. They want us to fail so they can say, see, he took their money. And then now he did this and he did that, right? You know what I mean? I was watching the brother Umar on We On Live. Shout out to We On Live. Listen. And I think this is where he made a lot of his mistakes. And I don't know Brother Umar at all, man. I mean, hopefully he'll finally get the school together or whatever, right? But I think, well, I don't think because I know because I've been the person that gathered money. I got money for so many times, so many years that I know that you have to tell people what their money's going to. You got to show them what's going on. You can't be like, oh, just give me money. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with it. You can't do that, man, because the majority of people are gonna be like, I don't mind investing in what you're talking about if you tell me what it's about, right? Right? They'll be like, I don't mind if it sounds like it's a good program, right? I got $20, you know, I can invest through. I can throw $20 into it. So that ain't nothing but a lunch for me one day. Okay, no problem, right? But when you try to tell people, hey, you know what, invest, give me the money. I'm gonna use it for whatever I'm gonna use it for. You can't do that. You can't do that. Or you can't say, give me the money for the school, but then 2 or 3 years later you don't have a school and no explanation. No. The people gonna want to know what's going on with their money. And they're gonna stop giving if they see that there's some they feel like there's some shenanigans. It might not even be no shenanigans, but they feel like it's shenanigans going on. I don't do shenanigans, man. I don't do shenanigans. We're gonna get these people these backpacks. We're gonna get these kids these backpacks, man. So come on, y'all. Let's work together, man. Let's do what we gotta do. Let's close this thing out. $480, man. Once we get that, man, we can start making adjustments, doing whatever we need to do, and I'll call and get the price for the backpacks and the supplies, and get the receipt for that, and then we just keep on moving. We just keep on moving, y'all. But I thank you everybody who gave so generously. Man. Thank you everybody who gave so generously. Yeah. You know what, Jill? You know, I mean, yeah, it's a good idea, and most of these guys start out with a good idea, right, Jill? Most of them start out with a good idea where they say, "Hey, look, I want to help this community doing this X, Y, Z," right? But then something happens where they go awry. Where I saw Brother Umar, and I don't know if he did it on purpose or whatever, but I saw Brother Umar in the interview, and they said, and somebody suggested to him to get some more professional people involved. And Brother Umar was like, no, I'm not getting nobody involved. It's just gonna be just me. And then so the brother was like, well, don't you think people gonna want to know? People gonna ask questions. They're gonna want to know what's going on. And he said, I don't. They just haters. Now, it ain't. I don't consider people that's asking me about these backpacks haters. I consider them concerned, right? I don't really know you, but you asked me for money for some backpacks. You could take my money and go run away, right? So these people been hurt like that already, right? Okay, I get it. I get it. So I don't even try to play them like that. I feel like either you're gonna feel it in your heart to give or you're not. Okay, cool. If you don't, we still ain't got no problem with you. That's so fine. Just don't put us down for what we trying to do, right? Brother Vaughn said, I saw Brother Umar on We Unlock Nations channel. Great interview. Although I don't agree with everything Brother Umar says, I still thought it was a great interview. Congratulations, We Unlock. Yeah, it was a good interview for and I don't know Brother Umar at all. I really don't. So I don't know whether he's a bad guy, good guy. I think he means well. I just think that he's not he's got that psychology degree, but he's not educated in how business works, and he hasn't ever really worked business wise with black people. See, when you work with I've been doing business with black people for 20 years or more, so I know how black people are going to look at it, and so that's why I'm already like, no, you got to you got to tell them what you're gonna do. You got to show them what you're doing, because if you don't, they're gonna think, man, that dude got me for that money, right? But sometimes some of these cats, man, like I said, I'm not saying Umar has done this, but if you commingle funds, then that's what happens. See, I was taught better than commingle money and all that. That money is that money. That's the people's money over there. But we ain't got no money for no bread. Okay, we just ain't got no money for no bread. But that's the people's money right there. We can't spend out of the people's money, right? Shout out to Bob Bryant. Shout out to Bob Bryant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, brother? What's happening with you, man?
I'm blessed, man. I'm not even sure if you can hear me.
I can. You sound good.
Okay, great. Yeah, man. I just wanted to hop up for a quick minute and cut it up with you for a second or two. But yeah, man, I saw that interview too. It was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure now he's got his little numbers up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people did watch that, because a lot of people do follow this brother.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of information on Brother Umar, but there's a few things that he does or says that possibly I may have a little difference.
Oh, yeah,
there may be a little bit difference there, but I do know, like you said, that he's trying to do the right thing, or
seem like it.
Yeah, it seems like it, right? And I know he gets a lot of flack from a lot of people, but yeah, man. But how are you doing, my brother?
Blessed is the best word I can use in English, brother.
Yes, sir.
Blessed is the best word I can use, and thank you for asking. And you called me, man, and I kept forgetting to call you back, man. But
oh no, that's all right, man. I know I'm the third stepchild, so it's okay.
No, man. I'm trying to get this house in order. What I'm trying to do is get this house in order, because I see what's coming, and I see that if we, and I mean when I say we, I'm talking about the Let's Talk About Black Life family. If we got our act together, man, a lot of opportunities gonna come this way.
Right.
And so
we need
to be prepared for that. And so so then I look at myself and say, well, how prepared are you? Not so much. So I had to come and be cleaning this office for 3 weeks, man. Just trying to get it straight so that it'll be like we can move some mountains up in here, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain at all, man. My granddaughter's doing good. Everybody's doing good, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, we just finished the I guess the adoption process for the dog. Remember, I was telling you about my son got a new dog, right? So we kept him for a week. Looks like he's doing okay. He hasn't torn up everything yet.
Right on, man.
You know, I bought him a few little chew toys, and he seems to like them, but you know, he's still a handful. So
Now,
you
what
know
kind of
what I'm
dog is
saying?
this, Spawn?
He's a terrier mix, but he's a medium-sized dog.
Holy smokes!
So yeah, so he's a terrier mix, but he's kind of medium-sized. And you know, my son, you know, he's into all of these different characters, so he named him Wally. You know, like Wall E. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember that character, but so now we're calling the dog Wally. You know, I hope my brother doesn't get offended by that, but it's not Wally like with the Y. It's
I'm sure he's familiar.
WALL, you know, dash E.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure he's familiar with that. I think it was a
yeah,
Disney movie,
man.
right? Yeah,
Huh?
I think it was the Disney movie, that
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
Wally.
yeah. Old movie. Yeah, you know, old Disney character. Yeah. And but yeah, man, just living life, man, and you know, doing the best that I can do.
Right on, man.
You know what
Right
I'm
on.
saying? You know, and I'm
Yeah,
still left here with the dog by myself again.
of course,
So, you know, it's like, what's
of
going
course,
on? Like, what am I to do?
of course. Hey, don't you remember you got a dog? Huh? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'll
And
feed
you
him
know, the
tomorrow.
funny thing is, the dog is about almost a year old, so he still has like
Okay.
puppy tendencies,
Ah,
and you know, he likes very playful and stuff, but he has a very bad separation anxiety problem. You know, he's so
uh,
attached to my son already until, you know, when they leave or they go somewhere, you know, he whines and runs around and acts like he doesn't know what to do. So
yeah.
yeah, man.
Well, that's it, man. You gotta stay on them, man. At least you don't have a girl. I had a girl dog.
Ah,
I have a girl dog, right? So as long as I'm with her, she's cool.
hmm.
Any other female comes out, and like my wife come out or my granddaughter come out, and I start spending time with them, she will come and butt in between and
Oh
push them
wow.
out of the way. Man, you get so jealous, man. I'm like, what?
Wow.
She's
Yeah.
awkward. Yeah,
But you
man.
know, so far, I mean, whoever had the dog before, like I told you, it's a rescue dog,
Okay.
and you know, someone just decided to leave him tied to a tree and never came back for him. You know,
Oh,
and it's such a
terrible.
good dog. I'm just like, dang, why would you do that? But you know, people have different reasons
Yeah.
as to why they do stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you know, he knows how to scratch on the door when he wants to go outside. You know, you know, he's just very playful and chewful. That's
Yeah.
the part, you know. So I got him a rope, you know, and he's almost chewed this rope to death.
Right on, man.
So
Right on.
yeah, man. So I'm glad for my son, you know, because he was real devastated. You know, he had a
Oh yeah,
dog,
that's right. You lost him.
yeah, since he was like 2 years old, and we had to put that dog down
Yeah.
about maybe some months ago,
Oh man.
maybe several months, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And he wasn't ready to get another pet. But you know, as time passed, you know, you heal a little bit, and
Yeah.
you know, you move on. So,
Yeah.
and that's a good lesson for him to learn. You know,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We had a dog like that too. When I was coming up, we had a dog, man, and he started he started getting blisters all over his face, and the doctor told us that he had cancer, and she said he wasn't gonna make it that much longer, right? So we had that dog since my brother was probably about 4. No, my brother was probably about since he was born. That dog was there. Hold on, y'all. Real quick, somebody's knocking on my door. Hold on.
Attempting to reach you on your cell.
All right, brother. Sorry about that. Looking
Wow,
for the
sorry
tattoo
for the
place.
listen. I'm sorry for the dead air too, because my wife was calling me on the phone.
No, it's all right, man. All right.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for that little short pause there.
Please forgive us.
Not intentional.
Please forgive us.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, man,
listen. We're doing pretty good with the fundraiser, right?
very well.
2620. Yeah. So we just need to really, try to get the rest of this so we can be done with it.
Yes.
And then we could, all enjoy and witness, the finished product and how it turns out, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, Brother Clarence.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Oh yeah.
just watching all that stuff done and then knowing that you had a part to play in it, and that we're gonna be acknowledge everybody at the end. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good thing, man. But the best thing is to see it's giving, man. Giving from your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah. And
Nothing like
that's
giving
it.
from your heart, man.
Yeah. And just being able to see, how blessed the families are to receive. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like this is very insignificant, which I beg to differ with them, because what you call little could be big in someone's eyes, especially a child's eyes. You know what I'm saying? They love to get it. I can remember a day, Brother Clarence, where I wasn't happy to get something new. I don't care if it was a sticker.
Right?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and but like you said, a lot of these kids nowadays are very ungrateful, man. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Very
Yeah.
ungrateful. They'll look at it like, oh well, whatever.
But I don't
But
believe that. Most of the people that we're gonna be working with, they're gonna be so happy to get something, man.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, you're right, Jill. There's nothing
Yeah.
quite like giving something to someone else and the feeling you get that you
Mm-hmm.
know that you gave it to them just because you
Mm-hmm.
could give it to them, not because somebody was looking or you thought you was getting some heaven points. No, you just gave it to them because you knew they needed it or they could use it, and you decided to just be that person.
Wow.
That's the best feeling in the world, and it builds character, Jill. Giving is a character building trait. That's why in Islam is one of the
Yeah.
pillars of Islam is charity.
Mm-hmm.
You have
That's
to
right.
give so that you can build your character.
That's
You try
right.
to build your character up to this level where you're this a person that it's automatic for you. It's just,
And I would listen. We would teach our son that at a young age, very young age.
yeah.
When he understood. When we had to do like a whole, getting rid of some of his toys. Because a whole new group of toys are coming in. You know what I'm saying? And so we would teach him. Well, now there's some kids that don't have certain things. So we're gonna get you some new stuff, but what do you want to give to another kid out of what you have already? And
Hold on,
and
hold
he
on,
he
hold
learned
on,
that. He
hold
he
on.
adopted. Yes, sir.
Hold on 1 second. I didn't have my phone by me, but
Uh-oh.
shout out to Sister Annie. Shout out
Oh,
Sister
wow.
Annie.
Wow.
A generous donation. Just made generous donation. What we gonna do?
Awesome.
What Juan? This total's not right, Juan.
All right. Well, let's fix it. Let's
Let's
fix it.
fix it. We're gonna fix it. Well, first I gotta fix it. First I gotta fix it in my book, man. Because I keep track of everything, Juan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not young like you, man. I can't remember everything. So I
Wow.
I
Okay.
gotta write it. I gotta write stuff down, man. I gotta write
Well,
it
I gotta
down.
write it down too, brother. So I ain't ashamed of it. I'll write a message and say, okay, your keys are on the kitchen table. And then that way I'll know where they are.
Me too, brother. Like I'm one of them dudes, man. Like my father used to say, man, boy, if your head wasn't connected to your body, you lose that too. I know.
That's it. That's it.
So what we gonna do, man? We are going to fix this. I'm waiting for my Excel spreadsheet to open up, man, so I can. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go. Let's start. Let's start putting some stuff in here. Hold on. Let's see.
Well, the good thing is that we're going to get there slowly but surely. We'll get there. And it's
here we
crazy.
go. There we go.
What you got, brother Clarence? What you got?
Because I know if you gave already, I got you in here. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Cash App. Very generous donation. Let's see what we got now. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Oh my God. Okay, let me see. Vaughn.
Yes, sir.
Vaughn, this total's not right, Vaughn.
Okay, fix it.
We're gonna fix it right now, sir. We're gonna fix it right now, brother. There you go. There's a new total. Thank you, Sister Eddie, for your generous donation.
Thank you so much.
Generous donation. Now we have $2,640.
Yeah.
Man. Shout out to everybody who gave so generously.
Exactly.
And everybody who wants to give. You are very important, man. You want to give, but you just don't have it. I understand. I understand. We appreciate you. We're not asking people to give money that they don't have.
That's right.
Money that they have committed to some other purpose. No, we just talking about your latte money, your fat burger money,
your beer money.
Yeah, your beer money.
Come on, they're gonna buy what is that, Corona or whatever.
Right. Maybe some of your medicinal marijuana money. Right.
Some of that Swisher money.
Some of that Swisher money.
Watch out now. I know about the Swisher.
I was about to say, what do you know about Swishers, boy?
I listen and I learn now. I'm not a smoker, but I see what folks is doing.
One day we're gonna have to get the unabridged Von Bryant story, man. That's what we're gonna.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's coming soon, very soon.
The dips and turns what made Von Bryant who he is today, man. Shout out to Von Bryant. Shout out to Sister Eddie, though, man. Shout out to
man. God bless you, my sister. Yeah.
All right, because we try.
And you know what, Brother Clarence? Even though that at this point it seems like we're just going to be able to inch our way, and if that be the case, so let it be that case.
Right.
It's okay if we have to inch by inch, step by step. Let it do that. You see, because it's just showing that we have longevity in the process. It's showing that we have commitment in the process. You see what I'm saying? So while people scoff and say, well, how long is it going to take them to get the rest of it? Well, it may take 3 months. Who knows?
Right.
See what I'm saying? But the point is, the goal will be met.
It will be.
Once it's met, you see what I'm saying? Then we can share the blessing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And not only that, we'd be able to inspire. Who knows who will be inspired by this? We might inspire another content creator to give away a whole bunch of food, right?
Wow. See, I'll be on the bandwagon.
Right? We might inspire. Who knows what we might inspire out of it? Jay Breeze, I see you down there, my brother, but can you show? I got to see if you're a human being, man. Okay, right on, man. Bring it right up.
For sure.
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I was just checking in because I was listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple things. You know what I'm saying? I want to add in too, but I want y'all finish up with y'all speaking about real quick though.
Oh, about the backpacks.
I think I'm a little delayed. I think my screen was a little delayed. Y'all was talking about that fatherhood stuff.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. But that was we have moved to like a couple of different things. But yeah, man, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. You bring it up, whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Nah, it's just about the system. Like, not only, like, I understand, like, this going on in Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent life, you know what I'm saying, with his son and whatnot. But this ain't something that just happened in his household. It's just more publicized because he's famous. But I guarantee it's similar stories to what's going on in that household in America and many African American families, and I ain't here to point fingers at the child support system because at the end of the day, just because you're on child support don't mean you got to stop being a father, It's just like a lot of stuff. I see a lot of flaws in when you let the state or the courts decide custody, how much amounts being served and what's, it's a third party that's not welcome, in my opinion. Parents should be able to be, mature adults. And once you lay down and have that child, understand you might not feel the same way 5 years down the road, but that's still a child that y'all created. Y'all gotta somehow make amends or understand, what, this child didn't ask to be here, so let's just be the most logical we can instead of trying to bash and say, oh yeah, you haven't done nothing, I've been doing this, you ain't do this, and I do this. And it's like y'all need to step up. Instead of one stepping up, it's a unity. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a couple without both parties taking responsibility and doing their role.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. But brother, what should what if the parents are not going to be able to come to a reasonable agreement between themselves, what do we have left other than the child support system to try to come to an arrangement where so the child can be taken care of financially at least?
Like how you said, what else do we have left? I know this ain't like gonna be common, but I'm sure as uncles and aunts, the same time, if the parents still have to give that jurisdiction leave pass to someone taking upon that responsibility. And I don't know too many parents like what I'm saying, that's gonna really. Like, I'm trying to think of solutions at the same time on top of the head, but I could feel like close family members or I wouldn't say friends, because at the end of the day, it's easier for a family member, or uncle or aunt or grandma to take upon that responsibility of like, a substitute for a father love or a mother love. But child support, I don't see that as a good resolution to really benefit the child. Like you can tell you for giving them money to the child, but at the end of the day, if the child probably be better off some different home, and that's when something brings up. I feel like CPS could even Child Protective Service could even come in. And I know they say, "Oh, that breaks up families," but how can you break up a family that's already broken? Sometimes you got people having kids that's not fit. You got unfit mothers that just want to do it just for the clout, just to say she had a baby bump on her stomach and she ain't had no time. She ain't had no time, or nor did she care. Trying to read how to be a better mother, or he read about, oh, let me be a better father, and didn't want to take the steps. So if they not take the initiative, some higher power has to step in somewhere down the line.
Yeah, see, that's my issue. I hear you, brother, because the child support system needs to be adjusted, definitely. But what else? What are the alternatives? So you saying that CPS should step in before child support?
Yeah, because look, I know it sounds crazy. CPS should step in before child support. Okay, let's say you get a child support order. Now you don't know the mind state or the mental state of this woman just because she has custody of this child and this man's not present in her household. Now you're gonna rip money out of his pocket, put it in her hands. Mind you, you don't know her background, you don't know what type of woman she is, you don't know her morale, you don't know her intentions, but you're gonna trust this money right here is gonna be sent to you monthly. This is for your child's expenses. Come on, I've been in households, my friends, and their mother was receiving child support, and the child didn't benefit from it. So how is that beneficial to the kid when the child support is being able to get spent on stuff that's not a necessity, stuff like hair products, bras and panties for her, and cigarillos for marijuana, and all this stuff, child support money can be spent on. And that's why I say it should. If you're gonna make a system to give money, put jurisdictions and limits to, put some type of stamp to make it show the child's benefiting from it instead of just giving somebody a paycheck and now they run it. It's just like welfare. It's just like that Section 8. They get that monthly money and they spend it on stuff and don't even pay their rent with it. They don't even buy their medicine with it, but they just got this money and they free willy balling and doing all this, and the child over here gaining hate for his father because he feel like his father ain't never did nothing for him because the money that his father was sending to him didn't even make it to him because he was only 12 or 10 or 9. And of course, not checking on, they're not doing an audit, seeing what the child got. You tell me with all these payments, yada, 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 he only was served with this and he only was given this. Come on. That's why I say the system needs to be kind of monitored. Now, if they came in like that, okay, we're going to monitor and audit the child support receiver and see what they're doing with this money. I feel like, say if you really spending this money for your child, you shouldn't have no fear to say, oh, I got to tell the government on what I spent this child support on. Because if it ain't supporting the child, who is it supporting? You? Your homegirls? Your homeboy, cousin?
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
well, brother Jay Breeze, can you separate supporting the mother from supporting the child? That's the thing. It's hard to separate those two.
Nah, man. That's why I say show receipts at the end of the year or at the end of the month. Probably in the year when they file taxes, any child support that you claim, we want to see. We want to see the receipts. We want to see what the child, how was it beneficial for the child, and what was it actually, and dollar for dollar, dollar for dollar. I understand, as a parent, saying some money got to go to the house. Oh, it costs money to take care of this kid, and I gotta make sure laundry, dishwasher, soap. You know what I'm saying? Laundry detergent, stuff like that, so the kids' clothes wash. But if you spend the money on 72-inch TVs for yourself and buying weave and buying illegal products, Mary Jane, and going out with your homegirls, going to the club, is that child support or is that give me some extra money because you've messed up and had sex with me and now we had a baby and you are owed by the court to pay me? I don't gotta work no more because you gonna pay me. And I don't like that when they use it for a leverage. Oh, or I don't need to work because I get $500 a month from this dude and I get $300 a month for this dude, and they will purposely pop their stuff open just so they can get that lock. And that lock is that court statement saying you're entitled to get this and get that and get that with no receipts. Now, I just find that crazy. I'm in the South right now. I know it's a lot of, it's a lot of women. It ain't just black. It's whites too. I seen Hispanic. It's not a race that does this. It's just the human gets greedy. The human person, everybody human, we have greed in us, and the woman has greed in them, and they figured out a system like child support that they can utilize their greed and take advantage of it, and they really, you know what I'm saying? I can't put it all on them because the dude fought for not being in the life of the child. You know what I'm saying? So you put yourself in predicament. Now you getting played like a flute. It's both of y'all that's wrong. The child just taking it in and being the victim at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Vaughn, did you want to say something to Brother Jay Breeze?
No, listen, I hear what the brother's saying. And, like I said, I've never had to be on child support. You know what I'm saying? I just take care of mine. You know what I mean? But I do know that there are some issues concerning the system and the way that is structured. And there could, there's definitely possibly a need for some type of change in that structure. And so I get it, but at the same time, if you're taking care of your business and doing what you're supposed to do, hey, you're doing what you are required to do. And that's basically all I could say about that.
All right. I just got a question, Jay Breeze. How would that see? Because even if you get CPS involved, you're still not going to get a audit of which way they're going to go and how they're going to spend their money. So
now I feel like getting CPS involved if both parties can't come to agreement. Look, check this out. Both parties can't come to agreement. They constantly fighting. And this right here is, you know what I'm saying, child endangerment. When y'all disputing certain things like this and fighting, I ain't just talking about the average family just throwing them in their life. No, I'm talking about the ones that's going constantly back and forth and yelling at each other in front of the child, and you know they going through like some type of hard terms in front of the kid, and they not even trying to figure out a solution on, you know, how we gonna better ourselves and work together. If you see folks, I seen couples like that. They just like fighting at each other necks, back and forth, back and forth. That had the last word, back and forth. It get physical sometimes, and she feels putting him on child support is the end of it, and that's not, because you know he gonna come back to the house as long as his money going to there, and you don't want to answer that phone, and just know that child still belong to him, and you want to move in another. No, I'm talking. I know this might be some negative scenarios, but it's realistic. You got a court order say this man is entitled to pay this much. Then when he calls to see the child, you don't want to answer the phone. Oh, I'm not with you no more. So it's a personal thing. Gotta look at it like that. She looking at it, she ain't with him no more, and he can't do nothing for her sexually. So she feel like he ain't beneficial for her, and then she makes the decision. Our child don't need you, and that's sad. Sad to say that they're doing stuff like that. If you're not beneficial for her, sexually, you not seeing your child. And when you do, it's on her terms because the court ordered her stay with the child, stay with her. You know, and you don't even gotta be a bad dude. This can happen to a guy who ain't got no felonies, ain't got no warrants, ain't got no misdemeanors. It's just how the court system favors the woman, and the male is already looking at the non-custodial before you even get up in there.
Okay, well, let me ask this question if I could, because like I said earlier, never been on child support, not very too familiar with the system because I've never had to do that. You see what I'm saying? But there are some things that I'd like to learn about it. So, but one thing that I feel like I have learned about it so far is that the father does have certain types of rights when it comes to the child. And so what I understand is what we're seeing is a lot of the fathers are not taking advantage, or they're not going through the process the way that they could go through the process to get what they need, as far as visitation and different things. Now I know that there's a lot of hoops that you need to jump through, that I understand that are put in place, a lot of obstacles for you as a father. You see what I'm saying? But there's so many fathers who have the testimony that they did the work that it took in order for them to have proper access to their children. So, I just wanted to put that out there.
Now I agree with you. You got guys that put their cell phone, they get themselves invisible restraining orders. That's what I like to call it. They can be around the child, but due to the fact that their ego being stroked and their ego being punched on, some men, they can't swallow their pride and look past the bigger picture, and they see, oh man, she thinks she got me. She thinks she got me in the hole. I'll show her. Watch this. I'm about to do better. Watch, I'm about to move to Detroit and I'm gonna get a different job, and I ain't gonna use my social, so they can't take this child support. Then again, see, the man like that, he's forgetting reality. He's thinking, how can I outdo her? She thinks she got me on one. Let me show her. She can't take child support. She don't know what state I'm in, and she can't take child support, know what job I am, and she can't get child support if I'm not reporting my actual social security number. And that right there, some dudes don't understand. Just because you can get away like that. I just probably help some dudes without trying. I probably help some dudes get out what they is. But think about it. You getting out there, that's temporary. In the long run, you hurting yourself because guess what? You missing out on your child. You missing. It ain't about you trying to get back at her. The child's the only one that's getting attacked. You trying to play tick and tack with a woman that's, what I'm saying, the mother of your child. And I've seen a lot of dudes give up their own rights to their own child by saying, I pay $200 a month. I don't gotta. He better get everything right. Y'all taking all my money. $200 a month. I've seen dudes really complain about $200 a month.
And some of it's less than $200 a month. Some women are receiving way less than $200 a month in child
But, but,
support.
but let me say
I've
this
heard
about
cases where, the woman has received $50 a month in child support.
but,
You
but,
see
but
what I'm saying? Now, what can
let me
you
say
do
this.
with $50? But if that's all you have to offer, and if that's all they're taking out of your check at the time, what can you do?
I gotta say this because it's very important. Brother Jay Breeze was saying about going to work a job and not using his Social Security. But see, what happens is the arrears keep racking up on you. So you might go, oh well, I like for example, this. I'm not saying Jay, you think this, but I'm saying there's guys out there that think this. Oh, sorry to have the brother go. But there are guys out there that think this. They think like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just avoid it until they turn 18, and then when they turn 18, I'm gonna come back on the scene because now I don't have to pay child support no more because they're 18 years old. That is dead wrong. That's dead wrong.
Yeah,
What ends up
yeah.
happening is you're gonna rack up those arrears. They're
Yeah,
gonna
you're still setting yourself up for failure.
exactly. You still that
Right.
stuff is still racking up. It's still the clock is still ticking, and so the tally is still tallying, and so that's
Wow.
why I wanted that to be made clear
Mm.
because I think the young brother had some good points.
Yeah, he had some very good points. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of trickery going on both ends of the spectrum.
yeah,
Whether it's the baby mama or the baby daddy. Sometimes the baby mama is, full of trickery. And at
yeah,
the same time, sometimes the baby daddy's full of trickery too. See what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because he doesn't want to stand up to the plate and take care of his responsibility.
That's why I
There's
wanted.
and by all means, please forgive me for even addressing this conversation because I have absolutely no experience in child support because
Oh,
I've never been on child support. I've never had to be in a situation like that. So my understanding of it is kind of it's minuscule. You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
I
So
definitely.
I can only like address it to the standpoint of you know what I understand so far about it.
Well,
You know what I
like I
mean?
said, yes, I've
Yeah.
been through it because I've been through it with my son. And fortunately, instead of him having to pay child support, we actually got the baby, so that was a good thing. But I just don't want guys getting bad information, like thinking, oh, there's a way around it. There is no way around it.
Yeah.
There is no way around child support. Once they get you on child support, they just gonna start racking up those arrears on you if you don't pay, and that's it. You know what I mean? So I and then another point is talking about CPS getting involved. That didn't make no sense to me as well either because that's a further breaking up of the family, right? You already got the family being broken up from the divorce or from the separation of each other, and now the CPS could further damage the family by just taking the children completely from everybody, right? And just putting one child in this foster home, putting one child in that foster home, putting one child in that
Wow.
foster home,
Well,
and
listen,
so
listen. I would definitely say that it's not a situation that I would want to be in.
no,
But nevertheless, I would say this as well. If by chance I had to be in that situation, believe me, I would do everything that it took for me to do to be able to be around my children.
yeah,
And I would make sure that I'm not being treated unfairly. And I don't care how many times I have to go to court behind it. I would document things. I would do whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
yeah,
See what I'm saying?
yeah,
And unfortunately, the way the system is, that's exactly what we have to do, brothers.
yeah.
That's what
And
we have to
another thing I
do.
want to get into him because he was talking about how these women do this and women do this, women do. But I want to get to him and tell him that the vetting is very important. You gotta get to see y'all get to know the kitty cat more than you get to know the virtues of the woman, right? You say, man, this is a good cat, this is a good kitty cat. So I don't need to know about her virtues because this is a good kitty cat. But you need to know the virtues. I would imagine it's the reverse. You should know the virtues well because you need to know what kind of person you're gonna have if stuff don't work out. What is this person gonna do? Are they reasonable? Right? If it don't work out, let's say it don't work out. Are they reasonable? Are they going to say, okay, I know you this child's father, so I'm not going to keep you away from him. Let's work out something where you can help me take care of this child, and everything's going to be, be able to still roll, as opposed to somebody that's like, no, if you're not going to be in my life, then you're not going to be in my child's life. Just something stupid like that or crazy like that. And men and women do it. So I don't want to just put it on the women. Men and women do it. Same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, women do that quite a bit now. I would have to be honest in what I have witnessed, and I'm just speaking as far as what I've witnessed. You know what I'm saying? And the brother made a very good point about if the baby mama, is at odds with you, it's like she has the ability to make everything so much more difficult for you, even when you're trying to do what is right.
Yeah.
And see, this is the dilemma, and this is the problem. Cut it out. Just stop that. You see what I'm saying? This is obvious that this is the father of the child. You don't like him. Get over it. You see what I'm saying? And allow him to be a father. If we can get past that point, I think the situation would be a little bit better. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to be together, but when you're holding grudges, there's a lot of grudges that's being held, Brother Clarence.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you left me for that white chick. I ain't gonna never forget that. And you think you're gonna sit up here, and pick up man? No, you're not doing that. I'm gonna make sure that you can't do that. I'm still disgruntled about what you did. Yeah. And so now I'm gonna make your life miserable. And this is the mentality of a lot of the young ladies, which it's very sad, because it not only does it mess it up for the father, but it messes it up for the child.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And eventually it's gonna mess it up for her.
Yeah. They don't listen though, man. They don't say some of them.
But like I say, hey, I've never had to be on child support, so you may not want to listen to what I'm saying. But I do believe in many regards what I'm saying is correct.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you got to find out who you're dealing with. That's to me is that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Once you find out who you're dealing with, then you can start thinking about the future. But if you start thinking about the future before, or you do something that puts you have to deal with the future, now you got to deal with the future, whether this person is reasonable or not. And I think most men have this fairy tale thing in their head, like, oh, if a woman has a baby, she's automatically going to slip into the mother role. No, that's not always the case. My son's, my granddaughter's mom, she just never had that bond with her baby like some women do, right? Like most women have a bond with a baby that they carry for 9 months, right?
Yeah.
This lady just don't have it. She'll call once a week or once every other week or whatever, whatever, right? So my point is, we gotta make sure we checking out not only the kitty cat, because I know a lot of them want to check out the box, but you got to check out the person's you got to check out the person's character. You got to check out their character, because if you don't check out the character, man and woman, if you don't check out the character, man, you're gonna be in trouble.
And see, here's the man, here's the clincher. You can do all of that vetting and all of that research and meet the family and go through all that, and a person could drag you on for years until you see their real personality. Some people know how to camouflage, oh man, they know how to cover up, but they can only cover up so long. Now some people could cover up for several years, and now all of a sudden you see the true colors. You see what I mean? So what do you do now in that case? But you did everything you could to vet. You did everything you could, you did your process.
Bro.
Oh, and a lot of brothers would say, man, I didn't even see that coming.
Bro, what my teacher,
a lot of sisters would say the same thing. I didn't even see that coming.
You know what my teacher used to tell us? My teacher told us, my martial arts instructor used to tell us, he used to say, you know what? He said people come in here thinking they're gonna learn how to be in a fight and not get hit. He said, I'm not teaching you how to not get hit. You're gonna get hit. You in a fight, you're gonna get hit. so you just want to win, right? But so get that out of your head. You ain't gonna get hit. You're gonna take some blows. So that's the thing is people
And
don't want
see,
to
and
really,
that and see that is a good point. What you just said is because you have to know how to take a punch.
right.
You see, tighten your stomach up. You know, don't just be loose in your belly or in your
Right.
abdomen when somebody's getting ready to strike you. You know, tighten it up, and and some of the technique is you tighten up the abdominal area, and you get punched in it just so
Yeah,
that you can build this strength up. You see what
yeah.
I'm saying? I
But
mean,
that's
hey, come on, not only that, but brother Clarence, now you have now I'm old now, so I can't do none of this, but I'm just saying, and not only that, but then you have to learn how to fall.
there you go. There you
See,
go.
because
Spoken like
there's a
a
wrong
martial
way to
artist.
fall.
There's a right way to fall and a wrong way to fall.
So you got to know how to fall too, because sometimes people could knock you down, and you have to know how to roll and do, however
There
you
you
do
go.
it. You know,
There you go, man. You got to learn how to fall and roll.
of
See,
course,
that's the
if
thing.
if I fell, I can't get up, but I'm just saying.
Me too, either boy. But I used to be so nice. Woo! All right, so but Vaughn, in a relationship, how can we relate this to relationships? Well, we can say that first of
Mm,
all, you can vet, right? Vetting is the best option you got out there, man. That's you can be proactive and try to don't wait and say, "Well, I'm so infatuated with her looks that I'm just
right,
going to let
right.
not address certain situations." No, you need to
Mhm.
address things that you see going wrong. You need to address them, right? So what you want to do is address that stuff, right? And then you don't want to be
Yeah,
so caught up in men and women. You don't want to be caught up in just a man's looks, right? Because then he could have a whole bunch of other stuff going on, right? And you don't even know, right? Same thing with women.
yeah.
So how do we take a punch? You got to have this. You have to build your own your self value of yourself, man, your self worth. Because if somebody hits you, and when that hit you, when I mean hit you, I mean they make a mistake, right? Don't think you're
Mm,
gonna be in no marriage for 20, 30 years. Ain't gonna be no misunderstanding, a mistake made. Sometimes people will make a mistake, and you just like out of clear blue sky they made a serious mistake, and you're like, what? Everything was going fine. What happened? And they just had a brain fart and did it, right? Or I'm saying
yeah,
something was going on deeper and you got to investigate. But my point is, are you willing to throw the whole relationship away? Are you willing to
exactly,
throw the whole relationship
exactly.
away? Or are you saying, okay,
Yeah.
I took one to the stomach, okay, cool, I'm gonna shake that one off.
Took one to the head.
Took one to the head. Okay, we'll find out what's going on, so I have to take no more, right? I'll be ready to stick and move, right? So we have to be prepared in these relationships to be able to move on. His sister and he said, "Let me find out y'all are teaching a better jujitsu life for the community too." That's what we try to do. We try to put it on you, Eddie, so y'all can learn. Because you know what my goal is. My goal is every time we do a show, y'all could take something we said, even if it was
Yeah,
just a phrase, something we
yeah.
said, and use it. You know what I'm saying? And use it and
Exactly. And that's my purpose too. I just don't like to get up just to be heard.
right.
I want to be able to say something that has some type of substance to it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
yeah,
although, and I was very honest about this topic about child support, that I'm not very informed about the whole process because I've never had to go through it. I can only base my comments based on individuals that I've spoken to, different platforms that I've listened to, some of the gripes that are going on concerning it. You see what I'm saying? So but I can't speak to it from experience because I've never. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes when we approach a topic that way, when we really don't have the experience, we have to be tread lightly on what type of comment that we're making. You see what I'm saying? Because a crackhead could tell you better
right.
on
And
how to
lead
get
somebody
off of
wrong.
crack. See
Right,
what I'm saying? On how to stop doing crack, than a person who's never done crack.
right. Yeah, man. So, we just, like I said, we just trying to help y'all.
We trying to hope you. We trying to hope you.
trying to hope you get a bit to the better position. You know what I mean? And like I said, uh, I'm here, Vaughn here. Y'all got any questions, man? Y'all can ask us. You know what I mean? Because right now we don't have. It's just any say, Vaughn Brian, you're gonna have to pay puppy support with your new puppy.
I'm telling you, man. And
Yeah,
he's still whining because, I'm the only person here. It's like, what am I, chopped liver?
yeah, man.
But
Just a new
my wife is
decision.
gone and my son is gone. And so, he's like whining. I'm like, but wait a minute, but I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, man. But you know what?
So you
It's
right,
all
Sister
good.
Annie, you're right.
And 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 All right,
Nia.
all right, Vaughn. So we better start wrapping up because Patrice comes on in half an hour,
Yeah.
and I am not gonna have her fussing at me. Clarence, you knew I was coming on, and you still didn't close your show.
We
Okay.
gonna be over there. We gonna be over there. We gonna be over there.
Of course, everybody
Yeah,
when we get done here.
yeah, I'm gonna let you go. But I did want to hop on and
I'm glad you
just
did,
give you
brother.
some support because it's not easy. A lot of people look at you and say, "Wow, brother Clarence, he can just get on here and talk for 3 and 4 hours, and it's just so easy for him," and I could never do that, But you have no idea how hard that is for an individual to do. you know, there's a certain skill that's involved in that. So listen, congratulations, brother, because you're
Thank you.
quite good at it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
But I just wanted to
Better
relieve a little bit of the pressure of it all to
Thank you.
kind of, let you relax a little bit and, have some conversation or whatever. But
Thank you.
yeah, man, much love, brother Clarence.
Same here,
I got your
always.
back, man,
I know you do, brother. I know you
in
do. I
these
appreciate
YouTube streets.
it. I got you too,
And
brother.
I wish they would do another parody about you. I'm gonna have something to say about it.
You know it's coming, brother. You know it's coming. So don't even trip, man. When they do
But
it,
that's okay though.
just sit back and laugh at them, man. Because
Yeah.
all of them,
Often,
all of them,
yeah.
all together can't even put a quarter together to do nothing for nobody.
Yeah.
So
But you know what?
we
If they're doing that, then you're relevant. See
there
what
you
I'm
go,
saying?
man.
And that's the
You ain't
good part
worried
about
about
it.
them, man.
And it's all in fun. I don't think they mean
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
bad
yeah,
by
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, it's all in fun.
They
But
watching us,
at
brother.
least you're on the mind.
But this is the real thing, boy. If they're cracking at us, we might inspire them to say, you know what, we can do better than what they did over there. Let's talk about Black Life. We can feed some
Yeah.
people. We can do this.
Of
We got
course
to
they
inspire
can
them to
because
do
they have
that.
way more followers.
Right.
A
We
lot
got to
of
inspire
channels
that.
have way more followers.
So,
Let me be general about that. A lot of channels have way more followers.
they do. They do. They do.
Yeah.
But that's okay,
But
man.
but listen, no love lost.
Uh,
I frequent different channels and different people's platforms,
yeah.
and I'm happy to do so. Because I do learn. Not that I necessarily agree with everything, but I'm there for a specific person, a purpose rather, not just to be chewing the fat all the time. I'm trying to get information.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
And and I understand. See, I don't expect everybody to be like, oh, well, we're gonna come over with Brother Clarence because it's real serious. Almost it's real serious all the time. No, sometimes you're gonna want to be entertained. You don't want to see some goofiness and all that. And believe me, if you ever want to see some goofiness, Black YouTube is where you go, man. They got so much goofiness out there, man. I can't even keep track of what's going on out there right now, man. It's so crazy out there right now, man. But
Yeah,
but
it is, man.
but I
It's
appreciate
just the sect that I've been involved in, and just because of the way my algorithm is, I'm just very shocked at what I'm seeing. I really want to change the algorithm that that I have going on because even if I don't watch for a week or two, you know, guaranteed if I tune in,
yeah,
it's still the same thing. And
drama.
man, come on. My spirit is unfruitful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you have to be all this and that, but come on.
Yeah.
Let's
Do
get a
something
little bit
different.
of a variety, a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Can we have a little bit of variety? you know,
Hopefully,
and
man. But like I said, hopefully we
all this
will
fighting and
inspire.
arguing with each other and threatening each other. And you know what I'm saying? Now you got blocked, and oh, now this person has blocked me from their chat. You know, come on, man. What is that about? I've never been blocked from anybody's channel.
Have I
You
been
know what
blocked?
I'm saying? Like,
Blocked?
what do you do? What are you doing?
I think I got blocked. I got blocked by a couple people.
Well, I've had my wrench taken away. I've had the wrench taken
Yeah,
away.
that's right.
But
That's right.
and that's okay because that's the individual's prerogative. And I've had some wrenches that were given back. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Because they really understood where I was coming from, you
yeah.
know, and then they saw something different, you know. But yeah, man, we could all do better, you know, including myself. We could all do
Me too.
better.
Me too, man.
We
I'm
can
working
all
on
do
every
better.
working every day. I look at you and I look at Patrice and I look and I see and I look at Annie. I look at all of Jill and Risa.
Oh, by the way,
Everybody.
that's Edney. You know how you say
Yeah,
you know how you say
Vaughn. She told me
I
I
know
could
you're
call.
gonna call. She said you could call her any.
I'm gonna call
So
her
that
Annie.
that okay, and that's good. That's good. Call her any. I just want to say it correctly. Any.
Yeah, and I'm glad you do because that lets us
Any.
know that you know, that lets me and Rico know how silly we are sometimes.
And
We
it's
got to
okay
see it.
though.
You know, see
It's
it. We
okay.
got to see it for ourselves. Sister Annie said, "When you're blocked, what does that mean? Are you unable to respond? You can't view it up?" Yes, Sister Annie. When you get blocked, see, you so sweet. You never ever get blocked from anywhere. So when you get blocked, you can't go into the chat. You can't go on the panel or whatever. So you just out there.
And
You know what I mean?
and let me just say this as a moderator, you know, because you know people see me with the wrench and they know that you know I can put you in timeout. You see what I'm saying? I can remove your comment, you
Oh,
know, but I haven't seen where I could actually block you from an individual's channel.
okay,
I have not seen that.
okay.
So, you know, when people say they're being blocked, I don't know if they're being blocked by the content creator, you know, but I don't believe that I have the ability to block anybody from anybody's platform, even though
Well,
I
I
am a
block people
content creator.
accidentally. I block
So,
people accidentally.
but you're the content creator.
Right, right. So
I'm
I
not.
know I can do it
Yeah.
because I've done it accidentally. Because
Right.
somebody else came up here was telling me that they got blocked, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I blocked them accidentally. So something like that, things like that can happen.
I mean, it happens. Yeah.
But anyway, Vaughn.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, brother Clarence, put that little timer up with the bomb thing on it, and give yourself 20 minutes right now. Put 20 minutes on
Yeah,
yourself and
right,
let that
right.
timer go. If you want to be on time. But now you don't have to listen to me because I know you apt to just, you know, do you.
I better listen. I better be
Yeah,
smart.
no. I want you to do what you feel is best. It was only a suggestion.
I feel like that's smart.
It's a suggestion. That's
I
all.
feel like that's
But
smart,
yeah, I
brother.
digress, brother. Thank you for having me up. And I wish I could have came up earlier. But you know, maybe next time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I sent you the link, didn't I? You didn't get the link?
Yeah, you did. But there was things going on.
Okay, right on. Got you.
You know
Okay,
what I'm
brother.
saying?
I got you. Appreciate you, Vaughn Brian. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, sir. Peace.
All right, peace. Man, without that brother, man, I can tell y'all, man, what would I be going through if I hadn't had that brother on my team, man. Same with you, Annie. Same with everybody in the chat. Same with everybody. Let's see. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at. All right, there we go. All right, y'all. So we gotta start shutting it down, y'all, because you know, Patrice is on in 22 minutes, and so we got to get over there. Okay, y'all. So what did we learn today? Man, these kids, man, they're ungrateful. Some of them, and they can be ungrateful because of the separation, right? Child support situation, foster care, whatever, right? They got that separation that brings them to a point where they don't look at things where they feel like, why should I appreciate anything? Everybody's just getting a check for me, right? So I'm gonna just act up, right? Sometimes they feel that way. But what we got to do is we got to just still be that beacon of light, y'all. We got to be that beacon of light and understanding for these kids, man. Because these kids, like they say, they didn't ask to come here, and so we gotta treat them the way we can treat them, right? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody, man. If you in your kid's life, but I'm trying to really encourage. Yes, I did, Vaughn. I did listen. Sometimes I listen, Vaughn. Sometimes I will. Uh, uh, you know, so we gotta encourage these kids, man, because if we don't, you know, the society or the dominant white society, man, that got some place for them, man, got a place for them, and if we don't want them to be put in that place, then we're gonna have to teach them how to live and be decent people, man, and push them. You know what I'm saying? Push them. Well, what you mean push them, Clarence? I told y'all. We got to push them in science, math, science, English. Got to push them. Communication. We got to push them. Because if they have those things in order, they can do whatever they want to do. Right? So shout out to everybody, man. Taking care of their children. Appreciate y'all. Everybody who's doing good by their family. All right. Okay, and let me just do an extra shout out for Sister Annie, who gave us a generous donation on the book bags. Shout out to you, sis. Shout out to you. All right, y'all. So let's do the rundown, man, because we got to get out of here. Because I know Patrice is having to get. In fact, what Patrice is doing an interview with Minister Stretch Sanders. Okay, Minister Stretch Sanders. So I don't know where the brother actually comes from. So we're gonna have to go over there and check it out and see what the brother is actually a minister of and what's he doing, what's he about, or whatever, right? But shout out to OG Patrice. All right, so let's see. I gotta hurry up real quick. Oh, here we go. 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 Look. Here we go. All right, y'all. So let's do the rundown. We had a real small panel today. It was really cool. Real small panel. Let's see. First of all, who's the most valuable people? The most valuable people is the chat. Chat's where it's at. We had a bot come in. You know, we had a bot come in try to do something, man. But I don't see why a bot would even think about coming over here. We only got 6, 7 people over here. Why would you want to come over here and try to do something? But anyway, shout out to the chat. Chat's where it's at. Chat got rid of them. Yeah. Yes, and the chat, a very strong, very solid performance today. Very solid performance. Very, very strong. As always. All right, y'all. Let's do well, what about Von Bryant? What about Von Bryant? Von Bryant came up here today, you know what I mean? Came in, gave me some relief a little bit so I could kind of do a couple of things in the background, man. Shout out to Von Bryant, right? But Von Bryant is the one, man. I'm telling you, man, when you guys start thinking about when this thing is all over, you start thinking about, man, how are we able to even do that? One of the major players in the game was Von Bryant, man. One of the major players in the game was Von Bryant, man. He was the one that, definitely was pushing me, man. Like, come on, brother, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. I don't know, Vaughn. I don't know. Nah. I know. We can do it. So we did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. Y'all proved, all of us proved that, you know what I mean? We just proved that, love is stronger than hate, man. We proved it. Proved it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just loved the idea of giving. And that idea of giving will make us believe in ourselves so much that we put this money together, man. And, we right there. We right around the corner from when I can make those phone calls and y'all can be right there on me when they tell me how much money it's going to cost, how much money it's going to cost to ship. everything, and y'all know everything right there, right? I might do it like this: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I might do it like that so we can see it. We can see. But shout out to Von Bryant, man. Very strong performance. Very solid as always. Very, very solid as always. Checking on his little brother, checking on him. Appreciate you, man. Much love and respect for you too, sir. What about brother Jay Breeze? Young brother came up, man. He did good. You know, man, Maiden Voyage. I haven't seen him up here before, but Maiden Voyage came through, man. You know, just talking about child support system and how it's he had a little slant to it, but you know, he tried to be objective at first, but he had a little slant to it, right, Sister Annie? He had a little slant to it. I saw it, but I was like, okay. And then especially when he threw in the CPS situation, I was like, wait a minute, what? You rather the children go to CPS than the mother and father agree to not see the children? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. That one didn't sound too cool to me, right? I mean, what parent would be willing to send their children to CPS just because they can't get along with the mother or the father, right? I don't know, right? I tell you guys a story all the time. It was two ladies of the evening, and they both had babies, staying in the same tent, right? They both had babies, but one lady's baby passed away in the night. Other babies, so the lady whose baby passed away in the night, she took her dead baby, stuck it up under the arm of the other woman who had a live baby, and took her live baby, right? They both woke up in the morning, and the lady with the dead baby said, "Wait a minute, this ain't my baby." And so the other lady said, "Yeah, that is your baby." So they said, "Okay, well, we're gonna go in front of King Solomon." They go to King Solomon. King Solomon, these two ladies, they had these babies, harlots. They called them harlots, lady, SEX workers, right? And so the the king said, "What's the problem?" They said, "Well, uh, the one lady said, I have a baby. I had a baby, and you know, when I went to sleep, my baby was alive, and when I woke up, I had this dead baby that's not even my baby under my arms, right?" And so under my arm, so the lady with the live baby said, "No, no, no, that's your baby. This baby is my baby." Like, what woman is not going to recognize the baby that they had, right? But anyway, so she tried to run that game. Well, so Solomon said, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the baby in half. You take one half, and you take one half." So the lady that was saying the live baby was hers was like, "Okay, cool. Okay, cool." Just to prove a point, she's willing to kill this baby. But the other mother, the actual mother of the baby, who had the dead baby had been rolled up under her, she said, "You know what? No, 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 no. That's her baby. That's her baby. Give it to her." That's when Solomon realized, okay, you are the real mother, because you didn't want the baby cut. You were willing to give it away so it wouldn't get killed, right? Right? You was willing to make that sacrifice so that this child wouldn't have to die to prove a point, right? I just think the same thing about that CPS situation. Sometimes we're gonna have to some of us are going to have to be, as a non-custodial parent, we're going to have to be willing to make a sacrifice so that CPS don't get involved. Because once CPS gets involved, it's a cascading effect of a lot of different things that can happen, and they can just come in and take a child anytime they want to. This is what happens when you sign that birth certificate. This is what happens. You basically telling the state that, hey, I have this child, and you authorizing them to be able to come in and take charge of the situation if they feel like their child needs are not being met. That's what you're doing. Anyway, y'all. Brother Jay Breeze, he had some good points. Shout out to the brother Maiden Voyage. I think it was a very solid performance. Very solid. Very solid performance. Everybody did a great job today, man. All of you guys did a great job today. Everybody, great job. Chat, panel, everybody, great job, man. Great job. We're inching our way up to getting this money, man. So everybody just relax, enjoy. Let's hurry up and get ourselves together so we can get this money, so we can get these backpacks away, so we can put these haters in a place, right? We can put the haters in a place. We can inspire the people that that will be inspired to do stuff like this, and they will say, "Hey, man, you know what? If Clarence and the rest of them over there, those knuckleheads can get themselves together and put some money together and give away backpacks, what could we do over here? We got 3 times the subscribers. We got come on. We got 3 times. We got 10. 4 or 5 times the people actually watching the live stream. We can inspire them. We never know who we gonna inspire, y'all. We never know who we gonna inspire. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who gave. Shout out to gave so generously. And that would be Sister Annie today. Sister Annie gave so generously today. Shout out to her and appreciate everybody, man. Everybody. All right. So what we're gonna do, y'all, we're gonna meet back here on Tuesday. And we'll see what we got going on for Tuesday, y'all. All right. Right now, what we got to do, we got to go over here to Knowledge and Relationships. We got to meet Patrice over there. We got to go over there and meet with Patrice and support Patrice, right? She got her show, and her show is doing well, right? Okay, y'all. I will see y'all Tuesday, and peace, peace, peace.